NESN, your ticket to New England sports.
Seconds left. Bruins with their chances. Tippett trying to golf it out. Does. And Deneen has an open net. And the Whalers win it with 18 seconds left. It is a 5-3 lead.
With the finishing touches in place, Bruins fans, as well as those in Hartford, were daring to think the unthinkable. The underdog Whalers had taken a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 series, with Game 4 still to be played at the Civic Center. The Bruins, without the services of Ray Bourque, were between the proverbial rock and a hard place.
Is cleared out, racing for Corriveau. Scores! Corriveau on a breakaway makes it 4-1.
For 2 periods Wednesday, the Whalers were closing in on the kill. The Bruins were staggering, reeling under a relentless Hartford attack. Across the Boston area, TV sets were shut off in disgust. The Bruins, it seemed, would limp home to Boston, trailing the upstart Whalers 3-1 and on the verge of elimination. The mark of a would-be champion. Call it a gut check. Whatever description you choose, what transpired over the final 20 minutes will go down in the books as one of the remarkable comebacks in Bruins playoff history. Spearheaded by Dave Poulin, the Bruins stormed back, erasing the Whalers' 3-goal lead. Then, with time winding down, the Bruins finished the job they started at the start of the period.
Out to Burridge. A break with Poulin. Poulin may be open. Over the line, Burridge in, and it rolls in, and Sidorkovich, it's in the net! The Bruins score with 1:44 left on a backhander in by Burridge, and the Bruins lead 6-5.
Should the Bruins go on to win this series, there'll be no trouble finding the turning point. Tonight, the Bruins look to take control of the series and the Whalers. It's Game 5 of the Adams Division semifinals, live on NESN. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Boston Garden. I'm Dave Shea, and what was a best-of-7 has now boiled down to a best-of-3 in this Adams Division semifinal series. For the Bruins, well, Mike Milbury said it this afternoon, right after the practice of morning skate. Momentum, that ended when Game 4 ended in Hartford on Wednesday night. The only thing the Bruins really are carrying over into Game 5 is confidence. Confidence that they have the home ice advantage once again. Confident that they can win without Ray Bourque. They now know how they have to do it. That is, play intense, deliberate hockey the entire game, not just for 20 minutes. Fortunately, 20 minutes got the job done the other night. It's doubtful that will do again. The Bruins will dress Billy O'Dwyer for tonight's game. They've had a problem with face-offs in this series. They're hoping that Billy O can rectify that situation. Brian Propp is also expected back in the lineup. Andy Moog will be in goal tonight. You got it. Peter Sidorkovich back in goal again tonight for the Whalers. For a closer look at this one, let's go up to the booth right now with Fred and Derek.
Thank you, Dave, and I think you hit the target right there with those last 2 names, Andy Moog and Peter Sidorkovich. I think this is the key in 2 out of 3. What do you think, Derek?
Well, it's down to the nitty-gritty now. You can't afford mistakes. Andy Moog is the hot hand for the Bruins, and Sidorkovich is going to get the nod all the way. What Peter's going to have to do is recover from that third period the other night. You get those 4 goals by you, and you start to second guess. I think the Bruins crashed the net, got to get things happening around his feet, where he's a little unsure of himself. You shoot from outside, he's going to eat you alive. So the Bruins got to work it down low.
From Hartford, you look for steady, consistent players. You do for the Boston Bruins. And Dave Tippett of Hartford certainly fits that category.
He's a tremendous worker. Dave Tippett's a great checker, a very solid defensive player for the Whalers. His assignment in this series has been Cam Neely. He is all over Cam, infringing on him on many occasions to the point of interference calls, but they're not calling him. Cam's going to have to figure a way to shake him loose.
And also with that concentration on Cam Neely, there have been plays where Janney's been able to set somebody else up. Bob Beers in particular for a big goal the other night.
Well, what you have is Neely's drawn so much attention. Beers' goal is a typical example of what's been happening to Neely. CJ gets over the blue line with the puck and how he's looking for somebody, and Cam was his first choice. but 3 whalers just converged on Neely, and he found Beers. I think Janny is now opening up a little bit. That should give Neely a little bit more room. He has to be a little more consistent with that play, but Neely also has to just start banging people, start shaking these people off, maybe get a little meaner.
We'll have the opening face-off in just a moment.
1, 2, 3, 4, test 1, 2. Nessing's exclusive presentation of Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all that you do, this Bud's for you. And by Nissan, building cars for people who want more than just a means of getting from here to there. Nissan, built for the human race. And by Sullivan Tire Family Car Care Centers, because family spirit is what Sullivan is all about. Right now, it's time for Renee Rancourt to perform tonight's national anthem. Organist Ron Harry will accompany us.
Renee Rancourt, accompanied by organist Ron Harry.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and the bright stars through the perilous fight over ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rich glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and of the home of the brave?
All right, Renee.
Renee knocked that one down.
This crowd is pumped. There's referee Terry Gregson. His linesmen tonight will be Dan Shakti and Mark Perret. In the Hartford goal, Peter Sidorkovich, and it'll be very interesting to watch how the Bruins treat him early. See if they crowd him and try to get as many shots on him quickly, as he's coming off his worst period of the playoffs that resulted in a Game 4 win for the Bruins. And there's Andy Moog, who got the credit for the victory with a shutout performance in the third period in Hartford on Wednesday night. Andy 2-1 in this series. I would say, Derek, Fred, that both teams are going to come out and try to establish themselves, try to take control of this game right off the bat. This may be the very most physical first period we've seen in the 5 games.
Okay, we'll see. And with it, Gary Galley as Poulin gets the draw, which is fairly significant. And the clear in and back for Shaw, and he takes a hit. And a penalty. Burridge going out. Randy Burridge for hitting Shaw. And the penalty here. Hartford with a power play, a board check.
Well, it was going to be icing.
But you know what Randy's thinking, Turk, that Hartford's been doing it the whole series and not getting called for it. So why should it start being called now? That's exactly what he's thinking.
Right. That was this is the first time we've had Gregson.
Right.
So he doesn't know that that's been going on all series. Good solid hit, but
well, Gary Galley questioning Gary Gregson.
well, no, you can't question him really. That was an icing call, and that just sends a message early.
And the faceoff is in the Boston end since it's icing. Burridge knocked Shaw so that he didn't touch the puck and picked up the penalty, but Jennings able to touch the puck, and that's the icing. And 12 seconds played and a penalty. Poulin against Francis. Power play Hartford. Poulin drives it to the boards. Anderson can't get it, and Don Sweeney over to clear it out.
That's 2 faceoffs Dave Poulin won.
And Hartford lining up on the power play. They have Anderson at left wing, Verbeek at right wing, and Francis at center. Scott Young plays the point. The lead in over the line. Francis checked by Don Sweeney. Anderson checked by Galley. Behind the net, a scramble for it. Verbeek able to get it to Francis, a good man behind the net. They roll it in front. Boston trying to clear it, can't. Young fires, blocked, and cleared out by Poulin. Propp is a penalty killer. Brian Propp did not play the other night. He was on the bench. And Brian Propp's playoff records are simply brilliant with the Philadelphia Flyers. Here comes Anderson. He has lost his helmet along the way. Puck driven in, and back is Galley from Moog to clear up the boards, but not out. Kept in now by Anderson. Drills one. Blocked by Galley and cleared into the stand, out of the, now they say, into the bench. Mike Milbury arguing the point where the faceoff will be. 58 seconds left on the Hartford power play. A dive by Galley to block that shot.
This copyrighted program is brought to you under pay cable TV rights granted by the Boston Bruins solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the written consent of the New England Sports Network and the Boston Bruins is prohibited.
Gary Galley going to go down and block this shot. Right there, he's got to time that pretty good. Turned his head at the last second, went down a little early. Shot it to the bench, hit Cam Neely in the glove. That drops it down. Cam tried to deny that it hit him in the glove. Looking for a face-off outside to no avail.
Bob Beers, who scored a big goal the other night, is on defense now. Boston shorthanded. Power play with Ferraro out there. Krieger, Dineen, Young, and Babbage. Carpenter wins the face-off. Around the boards, Carter jammed up. Beers trying to come out with it, and a face-off call by Gregson to the right of Andy Moog, and the Bruins have not lost a face-off.
Well, that's a pretty good sign, but you're going to have to continue that. What the Bruins have done is they're making some crushing body checks. Unfortunately, when you're a man short, that can get you in some trouble sometimes if you lose your footing. There's Carter down.
Ooh,
grab the puck. That's a delay of game. Bruins got a break there.
Draw one by Carpenter. Moog around the boards. Carter able to clear it out as they combine nicely on that one. 40 seconds left on the Hartford power play right at the start of the game. Carpenter and Carter up front with Beers and Wesley. To Krieger, and that's an offside pass by Hartford.
That was all done by John Carter. He came in center ice area, cut left over the blue line, then cut back right. Came wide to the boards, forced Babbage. Nice hustle by Carter.
Burridge in the penalty box, 32 seconds left. Just underway at Boston Garden. No score and no shots for Hartford on the power play with 32 seconds left on that power play. Carpenter with Carter staying out there. Wesley and Beers. Again, driven back to the Boston line. Back for Wesley, and he's able to clear it out and hit the linesman. And the Bruins battle for it on the boards. Carpenter has won a couple of face-offs. Good checking here, but Babbage rushes. And a good puck carrier. Works it over the line. Beers after it. Beers gets it. Able to clear it out. 12 seconds left on the Hartford power play. Young winding up. 5 seconds left now. Janney is out with Neely. Young gets by Neely and over the line offside to Ferraro. Clearly well offside on that one. And the Bruins have killed off the power play for Hartford with no shots on Andy Moog. Tough to generate a power play right off the bat.
Well, so often this year the Bruins got one early in the first minute, and that has got to be probably the worst percentage power play in the history of the game, is that first one in the first minute of play.
Hey, Bob Beers, an outstanding defenseman at the University of Maine, played very solidly this season at Maine and Portland for the Mariners. And I feel, Derek, he looks relaxed and confident, like he feels like he belongs now, that he's part of the team rather than I'm just up right now. I think he feels like he's here to stay, and it shows in his play.
Carpenter is out there with Duras. Puck driven in. And Peterson, a quick clear out. A penalty on Boston, maybe an injured Hartford player. Could be a penalty on Carter.
Cody Hull's down.
did not see the play. Hull is down, Hartford player, and shaken up.
Gregson hasn't done anything with it yet.
With the score, Boston nothing, Hartford nothing. Back in a moment.
No penalty.
He had his arm up.
Did he?
Oh.
Hartford's getting the penalty. Jody Hull.
Boston Bruins hockey is also brought to you by your New England area Century 21 offices. Put your trust in number 1, Century 21. And by Gillette and the revolutionary Gillette Sensor Shaving System. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Well, the penalty is to Hull.
Yeah, Bruins get the best possible break they could get. Hull goes down in a lump on the ice, is bleeding, and he's called for the penalty. Let's see what happened.
Cutting across. He
There it is. He threw the punch. And he must have fallen and fell on the blade of Carter's stick as he went down. You think so, Fred?
Had to be.
Is that being hoisted on your own petard, so to speak?
Actually, it is. And Boston with a power play. Shaw able to clear it. Back for Galley. He's on with Weimer. Neely up front with Janney. And Galley fires in. Carpenter trying to keep it in. Does. Bounces back. Galley at the point. Galley to Janney. Janney moves it up the boards. Carpenter trying to put it in front. Block. Neely plays it back for Janney. Janney operating. Now closing. Firing. And Tippett got a piece of it. Janney just took a bit too long on the slap shot.
Special hello to George Hume of Melrose. Thank you for your support for 77 years. Here's going to be a slap shot. A little bit too much time, as Fred mentioned. Right there. See how much distance a player can travel on that windup. Got to be, depending on how fast he is, a good 8, 9, 10 feet anytime. And you need an awful lot of room to wind up like that. Little wrist shot at the net.
Carpenter, Neely, Janney with Galley and Weimer. Power play Boston now. Hull is out. And Samuelson able to clear it. Up front, Evison and Tippett. Galley winding up on the power play. Neither team with a shot yet. Galley works it in. Back first is Lavaseur. Up the boards, Samuelson able to clear it out. As the Bruins did not get in time on the clear in by Gary Galley. 3.5 minutes played, first period. Jim Weimer. The clear in. Going for it, Neely and Samuelson. Heavy hitting in the corner. And it goes to Tomlak. And Tomlak works it out to Anderson. And he fires it down. Moog blocking it. Holding it away from Tomlak. But Anderson right in on Wesley. Jams him up. And Anderson's played a tremendous series for Hartford. Gets a face-off now. As we have Weimer jamming with Tomlak. But Mikhail Anderson, gotta call him a journeyman, and I hope that doesn't denigrate him too much, but he is flashing the speed, penalty killing, taking a regular shift, and he tied up the play there.
I don't know why Buffalo gave up on him.
Right, well, you get in it, you see a player, and I was impressed with him every time he played. One, if you can skate as well as he can, and you got that tremendous outside speed, find a centerman that can get him the puck. Buffalo gave up on him. And he's played awful well for Hartford. Sometimes some players will just blossom a little later than others.
27 seconds left on the Boston power play, and the Bruins don't have a shot. As Hartford was foiled in their 2-minute advantage. And this draws back for a shot by Cote, and it's deflected wide. Wesley starts it out. Center ice. Fires in. Going for it, Burridge. Poulin. In the corner, Jennings falls down. And the puck back for Burridge. Poulin now looking for Christian. Christian rolls it, but right between the point men. And all the way down to Andy Moog, and that'll do it on the power play. Poulin winding up now, full strength. Hartford breaking Wesley. Good speed over the line. The puck stays with him, and a shot goes wide. Burridge able to keep it in. Now it's taken over by Todd Krieger, the rookie winger, up to Verbeek. Verbeek ridden off, but Francis trying to get it checked. Got it over the line. The play is offside, delayed call. Bruins work it out. Fighting for it, Poulin. Poulin hits Don Sweeney. He's over the line with Duras. Back for Duras. For Burridge. Shot and a save. Best first shot of the game, right on by Burridge. Good save by Sidorkovic. In deep. Verbeek trying to get it. The net dislodged. And no score in the game. First period on Nesson at the Garden.
Let's try to figure out the headset.
Well, they're coming over the blue line. Randy Burridge just cuts behind the play, waits high slot, slides through, quick wrist shot. Peter Sidorkiewicz well on top of his crease. Nice left leg save.
Draw. Ladasura's shot. Blocked. Gets it again. Closes. Fires one. That is caught by Moog. Hey, what a stop there. Ladasura able to walk in. Fairly tough angle, but he was in deep.
But Andy Moog backs up here. He backs into the post. Right leg is going to be outside the post. Right there, he gets popped. Julio Dwyer taking Ferraro out of the play. Now that's twice. Carpenter and Verbeek. Bald Moog.
Bill O'Dwyer most of the season, captain of the Maine Mariners. And on the face-off, it's Ferraro, a backhander and a save by Andy Moog as he wheeled for a backhander and the Bruins are back. In the center ice comes Gould. Gould moves it in deep. Going for it, O'Dwyer. Now Gould in the corner, behind the net, still controlling, trying to put it in front. Checked on the play. A battle for it, a scramble, tied up by Sidorkovic to the right of the net.
Talked with Billy O'Dwyer after practice this morning. Found out he was going to be playing tonight. Says, I am pumped. Says, I'll be even more pumped when that anthem's through and we get set to play. He's just going to come in here, try to do whatever Mike Milbury asks him to do. And you know that Mike wants him to try to pick it up in the draw category, Derek, because Boston, for whatever reason, has just had a tough time matching up with the Hartford sentiment on draws.
What the Bruins sentiment were doing, and Billy O'Dwyer's had a lot of success this year on draws. They're just kind of short stroking it. They're not going all the way other side of the circle. They are the fairest of all sentiment I've ever seen. They don't take that extra edge.
This draw goes to Shaw in the Hartford zone. Boston line has O'Dwyer with Byers right and Gould left. And Everson back for a long drive wide. Don Sweeney digs it out. Rolls down to Sidorkovic. Drives it away from O'Dwyer. Byers a hit in the corner on Shaw. Galley gambles to keep it in, and the Bruins do. Gould fires one wide, though. Shaw there, hit again by Byers, goes to Gould. Gould in, backhander save, Sidorkovic. Byers set that up with a great hit on Shaw. And out come the Whalers. Tomlak, center ice. Works it over the line, outside the line, that play offside. Tomlak dropped it outside the line, but Lyndon Byers set up a great scoring bid for Gould with a hit on Shaw.
Kirk, we haven't seen an awful lot of that. A guy taking the body in the opponent's zone and creating opportunities like this.
Well, when you take anybody out and knock them down, this gets Bobby Gould, but with good recovery there. Bobby Gould just gets the poke at it the last second. Byers a little high with the elbow. Luckily missed Shaw in the head. Sidorkiewicz is just waiting right here.
Just the very toe.
Yeah, but Jennings was back. Jennings was back to take Gould.
Lyndon Byers. Brian Propp is at left wing with Janney and Neely. No one has a better scoring record in the National Hockey League in this series than Brian Propp.
Well, after
24th playoff series.
After being sat down for game number 4, I'm sure Mike Milbury's figuring if nothing will pump up Brian Propp and get him on his game.
Well, with the
Something
coverage
like
of Neely, he should get his chances. Tippett checking Neely. And Dineen gets it. It is cleared in by Tippett. Going for it, Moog leaves it for Wesley. Wesley starts it out with Spears in the center ice. Janney, good play by Janney. Gets the line, looks for Propp. Propp rolls it in. Sidorkovic knocks it, not out. Kept in by Wesley, right back in front, blocked by Babbage. Knocked away by Neely. Neely fights for it near the net. Still battling for it. It rolls to Babbage, and Babbage forced to just clear it. It doesn't make that goal line for icing. Back is Beers, but there was good pressure by Boston there. Beers checked by Tippett, though. Neely back to help out. Gets it away to Wesley. To Propp. Propp to Neely. Break 2-on-1. Neely fires. Saves Sidorkovic. He drilled that from 40 feet. Great chance. Propp setting Neely up. Back comes Francis. 3 Bruins are back. Cote rushes with him. His shot caught by Moe. Hangs on. And a face-off. No score, Boston and Hartford. Ron Nesson at the Boston Garden.
Derek Camp Neely says he's just got to be patient and take advantage of power plays and breakaways.
What he's got to do, and that's exactly it, he's got to be not thinking goal, just play hockey. He can play this game with the best of them. There's a shot, follow-up, a hit. Can't try to unload that, try to burn him from deep outside.
Dave Babbage with a nice little defensive play here.
What he's got is Brian Propp's eyes looking at the puck. Babbage does not pay attention to the puck. He leaves that to Sidorkowicz. Good defensive play.
On the draw, Poulin wins it. Back for Galley. Galley is on with Don Sweeney. Forechecking Francis. This clear out will be icing. No! Christian gets the lead. Forces Sidorkowicz to play it. Krieger. Pass blocked. But now taken off by Ladouceur. Ladouceur over the line for Verbeek. Verbeek to Cote. Blocked. Great save by Andy Moe. Kept in by Krieger. Krieger near the net. Puts it across. Save! Andy Moe. Cote a shot. Deflected wide of Moe. Made 2 solid plays. Back comes Christian. Overskates it. And Krieger able to clear it in. Back for Don Sweeney. No score in the game. Burridge. Good play off for Poulin. Poulin with Christian. Everybody back for the Whalers. And he's broken up. Back comes Anderson. Gets it off on the right for Young. Shot blocked by Peterson. Rolled in deep. Moe trying to check the play out behind the net. Rolls. And Bruins clear it up for Poulin. Can't clear it out. Now he does for Propp. Propp for Beers. Beers gets it off for Janney. Janney, Neely out there. And Propp trying to move in. Play checked by Tomlak. Young clears it out. Wesley with it. Now to Beers. Up for Propp. Propp wheels it in. Is knocked down on the play by Young. 11:09 left first period. Shot stands 3-1, but Hartford got a couple of shots in there. I think they're even at 3 apiece. Steal by Neely. Neely trying to go over the line, and he's broken up on a check from behind by Tomlak. What a game that rookie has played, along with Krieger. Now Shaw takes over, another rookie who's had a standout series for Hartford. No score in the game, and Hartford checking well. Bruins not getting too many chances, which you would expect they would get coming out with the momentum. Babbage in the center ice. Good pass. Everson breaking. With Dineen looked offside. The shot deflected wide by Moe. Kept in now by Tippett. Tippett wheels out of the corner. Drops it for Samuelson. He scores! Samuelson from Tippett, and Hartford leads 1-0.
Good hustle by Hartford. What they've done is they've played very solid defensively, waiting for their chances. Bruins trying to take it to them. Nice little turn out of the corner. Samuelson, high slot, anticipated the play. Don Sweeney a little out of position here, tends to back off Verbeek. And there's the sliding pass. Screen on Moe, doesn't get to pick it up.
Al Samuelson from Dave Tippett. 10:24 left in the first period. But the story is Hartford's defense, where they have limited Boston to 3 shots. And the Bruins trying to move in. Sanderson from Tippett and Dineen at 9:36. Out comes Ferraro. The clear in. Moe stops it. Don Sweeney fights for possession in the corner. Knocked around by Carvo, taken by Carter. Good break out here. 4 Bruins, 4-on-2. Carpenter off for Carter. Carter broken up by Babbage. Never got the shot off on a 4-on-2 break for Boston. Back comes Carvo over the line for Ferraro. He is knocked down on the play by Wesley. Back comes Carter. Can't find the handle to it. And Ferraro is back. Gives it off here for a drive by Ladouceur. Misses the net. Cote with it. Drills it in. Hartford has played superb hockey here, keeping Boston away from Sidorkowicz. They need to get a lot more shots than they've compiled here. Just 3. With 9:20 left in the first period. Ladouceur with it. Al Samuelson, the lone goal of the game, and a lead. 1-0. Puck over the line. Verbeek loses to Wesley. In the center ice, Burridge is hit. The puck into the stands, and a face-off call. Hartford 1, Boston 0. First period on Nesson at the Garden. 9:05 left in the first period. The shots stand even at 3 apiece. I think they missed one on Moog. Hartford may have 4. I thought the fourth one was Samuelson, but that's academic. The big figure up there is only 3 for Boston. And Hartford, marvelous defensive work. Weimer is checked at center ice. That's where they're foiling the Bruins, not letting them get started. Ladouceur takes over. Cote. And it's cleared out. All they have to do. Bruins trying to come back. Ladouceur stops this one. And it's off for Scott Young. Pass up, blocked. Burridge trying to go. Stopped by Cote and Ladouceur in a quick clear out. Driven back in. Covered by Young. Cote. And how do you create an offense against that very solid Hartford defense? And Ali forecheck, keep it in, and Tomlak trying to set up a play in front, can't do it. Don Sweeney trying to start it out. But the Whalers break up the play at center ice and drive it right back in. And the Bruins on that shift could create no offense. 8:05 left, first period, 1-0 Hartford. Tipped down by Weimer. Icing against Boston with 7:58 left here in the first period.
The Red Sox are back in action tomorrow afternoon at Fenway Park, and Nesson brings you all the action as Roger Clemens will throw his best stuff to the Milwaukee Brewers. Ned Martin and Jerry Remy will be on hand to bring you the call, and don't miss our season premiere of Red Sox Digest with host Bob Kurtz. That comes your way at 12:30. 1 o'clock tomorrow, it's the Sox and the Brewers, and it's right here on Nesson.
Andy Moog in the net. Alf Samuelson, the lone goal of the game, and the faceoff is to the left of Moog. With Evison out there, Janine on the right, and Tippett on the left. And Bill O'Dwyer, most of the season Maine Mariners, and Mike Milbury behind the Boston bench. This line, well, Neely is out there. O'Dwyer on the faceoff, but Hartford able to keep it in. And Tippett getting it free, losing to Neely. Neely checked. It's up for O'Dwyer. He's out, picking up prop right. Peterson left. He gains the line. Looks for Peterson. In deep. Peterson going behind the net and broken up on the play. And the Whalers, Dineen breaks it up. Stopped on defense by Craig Janney, who covered for Peterson. Broken up by Prop on Jennings, but they can't convert it. Shaw able to get it. Clear it away. It has been several minutes since the Bruins have been able to put a shot on Sidorkovic. Galley for Janney. He's broken up at the line. Krieger back over the line. Shoots. A save by Moog. A shot by Dineen in front. Rolls wide on a deflection. Wesley trying to start it out. Knocked down by Samuelson. Rolls in front. A man is free for Hartford. But the play broken up by Galley. Now back for Dineen. A shot blocked by Moog. A battle for it. Francis a pass. Krieger missed it. Wide open in front. And the Bruins move it to Prop at center ice, and he is stopped by Babbage. 5 shots Hartford, 3 for Boston, and the Bruins cannot get an attack going, and Hartford almost scored on the last shift in. Now Janney trying to come out. Hartford, Samuelson checks the play. And an offside called against Hartford. And now, NHL update. Budweiser update with Dave Shea.
All right, Fred, this is going to be a relatively simple one. No score. Montreal at Buffalo, they're in the first period. Washington and New Jersey are scoreless in the first, and they haven't got underway yet down in Madison Square, where the Rangers will try to finish off the Islanders. This update brought to you by Budweiser. You know, guys, that last pressure that Hartford had on Andy Moog, I thought that was started by a hand pass at the blue line when the Whaler jumped up and knocked it down with a glove. Then a Whaler picked it up.
No, it was a high stick, and then the Bruins touched it prior to it getting to Dineen. It was up in the air, and he reached up, knocked it down with a stick, and this caused all this.
Oh, this is a fire drill.
There's Galley with a left hook to Dineen's jaw.
6:32 left in the first period.
I think what the Bruins have got to do, I mean, what they're doing is they're taking the body well, but they're leaving the puck for the Whalers to come in and grab. Second man on the puck, as the rule has been a Hartford Whaler, you got to start playing the puck a little bit more. Can't hit the body all the time. There's a time and a place to do that. And right now, the decision-making to take the body is causing the Bruins some trouble, especially in the neutral zone.
Byers and Corriveau jamming, and the faceoff is just outside the Boston line. As Gould as taking the face-off. Dwyer is out. O'Dwyer is out there now. It is O'Dwyer going to take it. Banged around, and O'Dwyer wins it for Beers in the Boston zone. Makes a quick clear out, and there's Ladouceur to cover it. Well, the Whalers simply on top of the Boston Bruins completely over the last 7 minutes at least. Here's O'Dwyer gaining the line, clearing in. And Tomlak takes the man down.
Coreyville is going to get an elbow or a high stick.
And 6:07 left. The Bruins would go on their second power play. They failed to get a shot on their first one, and Hartford had an earlier power play and failed to get a shot.
It's going to be Ladouceur.
I was going to give it a Ladouceur. I thought it was Coreyville. Well, there was 2 of them there. Ferraro.
Oh, the high stick.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if the Bruins can't get a little more pressure on Peter Sidorkovich with this power play. I'd like to see them get a little more traffic out in front of him. Force him back into his net a little bit, not allow him to come out and play his angles.
You got to move the puck a little bit quicker, but what the Bruins are doing is really right now is thinking body too much. Somebody's got to start stealing pucks, checking people with a stick. No poke check here and there.
You look at Brian Propp's record. He had 14 goals in 18 games last year, playoffs for Philadelphia. Has an outstanding playoff record, and the Bruins badly need a score now. It's very early in the game. It's 1-0 Hartford, but
you certainly don't want it to get any higher than that.
And you want some offense, whether you score or not. Everson wins it. Jennings clears it. The Boston line is Propp, Janney, and Neely. Wesley out for Janney. Drives it in. Sidorkovich able to block it. Trying to clear it himself. Janney goes in. Battensport. Wesley trying to keep it in. On the boards, pinching in. Janney. Oh, is banged into the boards. Penalty. Another man going out as Janney is down on the ice. He was hit by Everson with his back to Everson, his face to the boards, and that has been an automatic call. It will be a 2-man advantage for Boston.
See if he took a shot on that left shoulder, Derek. He looked a little hurt.
Well, he had plenty other parts of his body that could hurt.
Right on the left shoulder. Right on the left shoulder.
Oh, that shoulder's all right now.
For a minute 33, the Bruins will have a 2-man advantage. Everson for boarding Craig Janney.
This could be a turning point. You've got to...
Oh, you've got to get at least one. No?
Oh, yeah, you can. This will pump the Whalers something off. Will give them their defensive confidence back.
Mike Milbury going over some power play strategy with his second power play line.
Neely, Janney stays out there. Propp, Galley, and Wesley.
Good idea. Neely on the draw.
Gets it to Galley. Galley across for Wesley. Back for Galley. Galley holding. In for Janney. Janney holding. Now to Galley. Into Wesley. Wesley behind the net to Propp. Out for Galley now. A shot. Deflected wide. Propp couldn't get a handle to it. Shaw checks him. Neely keeps it in. Neely for Galley. A one-timer off the side of the net. Not the post. Jennings trying to clear it out. Stopped by Galley. Looked like a hand pass shot by Propp, but a save Sidorkovich. Great chance for Propp there. Janney with it. 54 seconds left on the 2-man advantage. For Wesley. Back for Janney. Janney. Cross for Neely. For Wesley. Galley. In for Neely near the net. Back for Galley. Misfire. Neely. Gets it for Wesley. In for Janney. In front. Score! Propp! Propp a power play from Janney to tie it at 1.
That's the way to move that puck.
That's the key with Peter Sidorkovich. You've got to be moving the puck. You can't just tee it up and shoot it because he plays his angles well. But you've got to get him moving in more than one direction, Derek. Back and forth, back and forth.
You can take him away from the top of the crease, then he's vulnerable. And he tries to stay up on top of the shot here. See, it comes out, and then he backs in. There's the pass. Just didn't get across the crease. A great play by Craig Janney.
Brian Propp has arrived. Welcome sight.
Oh, what a playoff record he has. 119 games, 114 points, plus that one. 120 games, 115 points. And more playoff experience than anybody. Still a power play. Beers able to clear it in. That was the only shot Boston had on the power play. Fourth shot of the game. Samuelson trying to clear it out. Stopped by Weimer. Cleared now by Francis. 30 seconds left on this power play. Brian Propp from Craig Janney and Glenn Wesley. Burridge over the line. Holding. Still a power play. Burridge left point. Beers right point. Pass in. Not hard enough. Beers gambles. Keeps it in. Wraps it up. Poulin can't get it. Samuelson broke it up. Christian trying to get it. Christian has it. 7 seconds on the power play. But Weimer, a shot. Blocked. And Poulin. Oh, what a play by Sidorkovic. Poulin stared at the open net. And Sidorkovic came out of nowhere. What a stop that was. A big play there by the goaltender. And full strength Hartford saving the day. Peter Sidorkovic as Poulin moved for a backhander. He stalled.
Dave Poulin tried to get it up, a bouncing puck, waited it for it to slow down. Quit hopping to be sure.
With the score, Boston won, Hartford won. We'll return on Nesson in a moment.
Jim Weimer gets a quick one-timer away. Not much on it, but it's going to hit something in front of the net. Goes squirting through Sidorkowicz's feet. Still bouncing. Poulin waits. Tried to get it up. A desperation glove save by Sidorkowicz.
Now, looking at the replay, if he's a right-handed shot, that's in the net.
Oh, yeah. That's a done deal right there.
Boston with 6 shots, Hartford with 5, Boston with 3 power plays and a power play goal. It was scored by Brian Propp from Craig Janney and Glenn Wesley at 15-18. 9:36, Samuelson from Tippett and Deneen. 1-1 the score, 3:23 left in this, the first period. Cote for Tippett, checked by Galley, kept in by Carpenter, knocked away by Everson. Fought for. Everson wins, gives it over the line for Deneen. The shot, the save, move! A high one on the chest. And the Bruins started out, knocked back in by Everson. Well, there's Deneen banging into Don Sweeney. Ooh, plenty rough play there. Coming over to help out Galley. Galley challenging Deneen, who's running a little rampant there. He really did a number on Don Sweeney, but no penalties indicated.
Hey, be sure to join Nesson Sunday night at 7 when we bring you the NCAA Boxing Championships from Santa Clara, California. Tune in and check out these hopeful Olympic and professional champions of the future. That's the NCAA Boxing Championship, Sunday night at 7 on Nesson. Boy, he ripped off this wrist shot.
A great wrist shot. Andy Moog takes it off the chest.
And penalties being called now. Galley and Deneen go out as Galley finally challenged Deneen after Deneen roughed up Don Sweeney. 3:01 left in the first period. Shots are even, 6 apiece, and the score tied at 1. Mike Milbury sends out Poulin, Christian, and Burridge. Deneen and Galley, 2 each for roughing at 16:59. Francis with Verbeek and Krieger. Here goes Burridge and Verbeek, and they'll be in the penalty box soon.
I think it's just Verbeek.
Just Verbeek, I'm sorry. It is the 4th power play for Boston. Hartford's had just 1.
Gregson saying, I've had enough of that. Ron Francis arguing, why not both of them? Randy Burridge, I don't believe, takes his hand off his stick.
Well, if you have one starting it, why, that's it. He's going to get 2 minutes one way or another.
Hartford playing very well here. They cannot lose their composure. They're a good, solid, sound defensive hockey club.
Rick Lee, pretty even-tempered. You can tell he's just burning up inside.
Oh, he's cooking.
No, I don't know why they both didn't go.
I don't either, tell you the truth. Now you take a second look at it. He did throw a little bit of a hook.
Boston in a power play, their 4th of the game, and they've scored a goal. 2:54 left in the first period. Weimer starts it out. Fires in. Propped in. Jennings after him. Neely digs it free. Neely holding. Trying to get free. Gives it to Janney. Screens for Janney. Janney for Neely. A shot. Scores! Neely, a power play goal from Janney. And Boston leads 2-1.
That man can pass a puck, can he?
He sure can. He threaded that.
I mean, he's got a pair of hands on him. $1 million pair of hands. Cam Neely. He expected it. He felt it. Snapped it. Get Cam Neely scoring again. Look out.
Derek, what's impressive, the accuracy where that puck had to be, and then the quickness with which Neely gets rid of the shot.
Now, but the way he draws it, lays it out, brings it back, lays it out, then just snaps it to him. Cam Neely, tremendous eye-hand coordination to pick that pass up in traffic, not be intimidated by anybody, and just unload it. Sidorkiewicz, once again, Dave, not given time to get to the top of the crease.
Boston 2 for 4 in power plays. Hartford 0 for 1. Propp also gets an assist on that. Neely from Janney and Propp at 17:27.
Great hustle by Brian Propp to get into that corner to get things started.
Bruins only 7 shots, but they have 2 goals and lead it 2-1. Beers, pass up, blocked. Shaw into center ice, connects with Verbeek. Cleared in wide of Mold. Bounces for Francis. His shot blocked by Mold. Behind the net, Beers is checked. Back to help out is Christian. Christian clearing it out. Can't connect with Burridge. Poulin checks the play, but Verbeek now has it. Clears it in. And slowing it down, Wesley with 2 minutes left in the first period. 2-1 Boston. Wesley checked deep around the boards. Kept in by Babbage. Babbage checked by Poulin. Pops in the air for Burridge. To Christian. And a face-off call inside the Boston line. 1:48 left in the first period. Face-off out to the left of Andy Moog. Cam Neely getting the score. Second series goal. And Craig Janney has set up both goals. And Brian Propp has 2 assists as he sat out the other night, playing tonight.
What a pair of hands on Craig Janney right there. Threads the needle to Neely. One times it. Sidorkiewicz deep in his crease. Deeper than Peter usually plays. But he's got to wait to see what Janney's going to do with it, and he kind of feathers it out and brings it back.
Puck down, Bob Gould with it. Gets away from the linesman and works it out. Hartford, Tippett trying to snap it back in, stopped by Duras, who's checked by Samuelson, who falls down. Puck jammed up and a face-off called at center ice. And the Bruins have to be right on top of those Hartford Whalers, Dave Poulin style.
Dave Poulin is so smart. You know, he impresses me with the way he plays the game. He moves in, he checks, he slides one way or the other. He forces the puck carrier to do what he wants him to do. And he's eligible to steal the puck at any given time.
Carpenter out there with Duras and Gould.
If you ever get anyone that's used to playing with Dave, like Brian Propp is, he's come very close to getting a lot of opportunities because of Poulin's checking. You tried it, much like Guy Carbonneau. 2 of the best centermen in the game defensively.
Draw to Don Sweeney. A blind pass, though, goes to Samuelson. And the Whalers come back. Over the line is Hull. Shot knocked away by Moog. Checked behind the net. The Bruins, Gould. Can't set up Duras. Samuelson drills it back in. Delayed offside. Hartford clears the zone. It's around to Duras. He clears it out. Samuelson pops it back in. 1:05 left in the first period. 2-1 Boston. Hartford changing up, so Beer is able to go center ice. Gains the line, goes deep. Trying to move right in. Puts it near the net. Jammed up by Sidorkiewicz. A fine rush by Bob Beers, who scored a goal the other night, a key goal. And he moved all the way. Tough angle when he finally shot it.
That's an example of the Whalers getting a little tentative. They don't want to get down by 2 goals. They're backing up here. There's no need to give Bob Beers this blue line. They're 7-8 feet inside the blue line. Cote turns late. Beers tries to one-hand it out front. Hartford can't afford to do that.
Congratulations to Derek Sanderson, now Vice President Tucker Anthony, investment manager since 1892, sponsors of the Golf Classic. But Derek, you're going to continue that program on against alcohol and drug abuse and your talks all around New England.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to be with Tucker Anthony. A great relationship with BFI, but it gave me a career opportunity to learn something else, and I'm going to continue the alcohol program.
Wesley able to keep it in as Carpenter won the draw. 45 seconds left in the period. Francis takes a hit, tries to come out, gets it away to Verbeek. With Cote, the defenseman, moving, Verbeek drives it in the Boston corner. First down it is Galley out of that penalty box. Gets it away to center ice, but it's back in. Cote driving it in. Mold blocking it. Wesley winding up. Up Baduras. Away to Carpenter. Off for Gould. Gould fires. Deflected wide. A hit the stick of Lavaseur. 15 seconds left. Cote, Carpenter battling deep. Kick free. Gould to Duras. Lost it. Trying to get it again. Goes down. And winding up is Krieger. The time running out. That's it in the first period. Hartford 8 shots. Boston 7. Boston 2 power play goals by Propp and Neely. And Samuelson the score for Hartford. Boston 2, Hartford 1. And we'll have intermission highlights in a moment.
The Bruins lead the Hartford Whalers 2-1 into the first period of play. Peter Sidorkiewicz, at the end of the second period of the game out in Hartford the other night, had a goals against average for the series of 2.99. But now in the last 2 periods of play, he's given up 6 goals, 4 in that third period in Hartford and 2 in the first period tonight. Rob Sameta is Dave Shea's guest at Boston Garden. David?
All right, Tom, thank you. With 30 guys on hand, Mike Milbury can't dress them all. Only 20 can go, so that leaves a lot of guys watching in street clothes at which they were playing. One of them with me right now, Rob Sameta, who put in a good rookie campaign. Not the numbers I'm sure you wanted, and things didn't go exactly the way you wanted, Rob, but all in all, some experience to take into the offseason with you.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't get all the playing time that maybe I could have had. But yeah, it was a good experience, getting used to the grind of 80-game schedule and stuff like that. And a lot of stuff off the ice you learn too. So it was a good experience.
Now, last year you were up for the playoffs, got a chance to watch them. I know you were chomping at the bit to come back and get a taste of what it's like to be in the playoffs. Watching again from the outside, have you noticed anything that the Bruins are doing tonight that they might not have done coming out of the chute in the previous 4?
Well, I think the guys really are starting to respect Hartford a little bit more. I think that attitude might not have been so present before, and I think they know that they have to come out and dominate right from the opening face-off. And I think that's what Mike tried to drill into them today and yesterday. A couple meetings the team had, and I think that they've definitely come out on top to start right now.
At the end of the season, Mike had you get down to Maine and finish up with the Mariners to give you some constant playing time. You had a chance to play with some of the guys that are up now and taking part tonight. Bob Beers, for one, got the call late in the season. He has really come into his own here in this playoff series. What can you say about Bob?
Yeah, well, I saw Bobby play consistently up in Maine for about 2 or 3 weeks, and he just seemed very steady behind the blue line. And I think coming up here, it's a great opportunity for him, and he's starting to show some confidence with the puck, and he's starting to play a little bit more aggressive than what I've seen him. So I think that's great for him, and he's definitely making the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, you can relate to that. How long did it take for you to really feel like you were part of the team when you first joined them as a rookie?
Yeah, it's tough, when you come in and the pace is a lot faster, and you have to make the adjustment to first of all a new team and a totally different game almost. I mean, it's just like I said, it's faster, and you have to make decisions a lot quicker, and the confidence is a big part of it. And it takes some time, and like Bobby has shown the last couple of games, he's starting to come into his own.
Well, hopefully the off season won't come for a while yet, but once we do get to the off season, Rob, what do you feel now you have to work on in particular during the off season to stand a good shot at making and really contributing to this club next year?
I think for me, I think this year's experience is going to be a big factor for me. Just taking the stuff I learned all year long, whether it's little things or big things, and just coming to camp prepared and coming in shape. I think everybody understands that that's a big factor, conditioning. So you just have to work through that stuff in the summer, and like I said, the experiences this year will probably be the biggest factor for me.
We've seen some flashes of what is to come, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see a lot more of it next year. Rob, thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Rob Semeta, our guest. Tom, back to you.
Okay, David, thank you. Boston 2, Hartford 1. Game 5 of the Adams Division semifinals. We are at the end of the first period. I'll be back. We'll look at highlights of that first period coming up next on Nestle. Well, it's Game 5 at the end of the first period at Boston Garden tonight, and the Bruins lead the Hartford Whalers 2-1. As you well know, the series is even up at 2 games each. Peter Sidorkiewicz is in goal again for the Whalers. It's his 5th in a row. Andy Moog for the Bruins. He's been the winner in both of the Bruins' W's so far. Playoff goals against, 2.11. Once again, Hartford scores the first one.
Deneen looked offside. The shot deflected wide by Moog. Kept in now by Tippett. Tippett wheels out of the corner. Drops it for Samuelson. He scores!
First of the playoffs for the Bruins' least favorite Whaler. Big break for the Bruins then. 2 Hartford penalties leave the Bruins with a 2-man advantage for a minute 33 seconds. They tie the game.
Galley. In for Neely near the net. Back for Galley. Misfire. Neely gets it. Weston in for Janney in front. Score! Prop!
Power play goal Bruins, their 6th of the series. Later in the period, the Bruins get their 4th man advantage of the night.
Holding. Trying to get free. Gives it to Janney. Screens for Janney. Janney for Neely. A shot. Scores!
Boston's power play is hot. 2 for 4 for the game so far. Red Sox are active tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers out at Fenway Park. Strangely enough, Game 5 for the Red Sox 2, albeit for the season. They've already seen a whole lot of Sparky Anderson, Alan Trammell, and the rest of the Detroit Tigers. Red Sox came into the game against Milwaukee tonight at 3-1. Here's Ned Martin with Jerry Remy.
Thank you, Tom. It appears from the first week of the 1990 season, it would appear that the Red Sox are playing only the Detroit Tigers, the only team we've seen until today. And they, Tigers certainly have a good look at what's happened with the Red Sox. I think possibly, Jerry, the starting pitching of the top 3 guys has been maybe more than they could ask. Of course, they were facing the Tigers, and the offense has come together a little bit, and also an individual performance from a guy they're going to like, Tony Pena at Fenway.
Absolutely, Ned. Pena has given exactly what they wanted him to give. Enthusiasm, #1. I mean, he just loves to come to the ballpark and play. He's really pushed the pitches. I mean, he's gone after him. He's taken charge. He's gone to the mound when he's had to. Lee Smith is a perfect example of how he's trying to pump him up toward the end of the game. And offensively, he's been able to get some big hits, which makes him feel more comfortable with his teammates and, of course, in front of the home crowd at Fenway Park. You love to get those RBIs in clutch situations.
It is Bloop to right for the base hit. Burks will score. It is 2-0 Red Sox as Evans comes across. Tony Pena knocks in 2. There goes one that's going to be out of here, way back in left field, and a home run in the upper deck. Tony Pena with a home run, and that makes it 10-2. Boy, he gave that a ride. And Tanana just kind of laid it right in there over the plate, and Pena picks up a home run upper deck.
Pena continues to do the job offensively for the Red Sox early in the season.
The bullpen very strong, and that's even without Jeff Reardon, who's kind of iffy and has to have himself looked at in that back. He'd never been on the disabled list before in his life, so when he comes back, things could be rosy around here.
Well, we certainly hope so. It is tough for Reardon. You know, he comes to a new ball club, and all of a sudden he can't pitch the first couple of games of the season. They don't want to rush him. They want to make sure he's healthy before he goes out there to pitch, and certainly that's with a long season ahead of you, that's what you want.
All right, we'll see how the rest of the season goes, and now back to you, Tom.
Okay, Ned, Jerry, thank you. At Boston Garden tonight, end of the first period, Game 5, Adams Division semifinal. The Bruins lead the Hartford Whalers. The score is 2-1. Montreal and Buffalo are back in Buffalo for Game 5 of their Adams Division semifinal series. We'll check on how that one has gone so far tonight and the scores of the others too. And Bruins hockey continues on NESN. Some guests on NESN's Bruins Hockey receive a gift from Polaroid. When you want to describe it, explain it, fit it, or say it in an instant, nothing works like Polaroid. Or a gift from Panasonic. See the all-star lineup of Panasonic personal stereos, so lightweight and compact, you can almost take them anywhere you go. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time. Montreal and Buffalo are in the first period, end of the first now. Scott Arneal has the only goal of the game. The Buffalo Sabres lead the game 1-0 now into the second period of play. New Jersey and Washington are underway. They are through the first period. Washington, with a goal by Dale Hunter, leads it over New Jersey at 1-0. Islanders and Rangers just underway. There is no score in that one. That was an 8:35 start time. The game at Boston Garden, Hartford scored first. Ulf Samuelsson for Hartford, his first of the playoffs. The time of the goal, 9 minutes and 36 seconds, gave Hartford a 1-0 lead. Brian Propp scored for the Bruins on a power play to tie the game at 1 apiece from Janney and Wesley, 15-18 the time. And then it was 2 minutes and 9 seconds later that the Bruins got the go-ahead goal from Cam Neely. It was his second of the playoffs, the assist Janney and Propp. So the Bruins have themselves a 2-1 lead at the end of the first period of play. Hartford with a shots on goal advantage in that first period at 8-7. Propp with a goal and an assist in the period, and Craig Janney figured in both of the Boston goals with an assist, both on the goal by Propp and the goal by Cam Neely. So second period action with the Bruins leading 2-1. Back to Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson, and Dave Shea.
Thank you, Tom, and almost ready to go in the second period here. Power plays the story. The Bruins now in the series overall, right to the moment, 7 out of 23, which is an excellent percentage, and Hartford is 2 for 21.
Hartford is definitely struggling. That'll put you in the league of about 10%. And we talked earlier in the year, 20% is a good power play, 25% is great.
Never, ever say never. NESN, second period at the Boston Garden. The other story is Brian Propp, who sat out the game the other night in Hartford. Did not dress, and is on the first line with Janney and Neely, has a goal and an assist as we look at Andy Moog in the Boston Nets. Hartford, Rick Lee has to be very pleased with his team's performance in the first period. Power play is one of those things, and he may have to pull back as far as aggressiveness is concerned so that they don't get any more. Poulin out there with Christian and Burridge. Jennings and Shaw on the fence, and Jennings winding up. Pass is blocked by Galley. At center ice, picked up by Poulin, wrapped over the line, trying to get by Shaw. Knocks Shaw down, but Jennings gets it around to Krieger. Krieger trying to clear it out, stopped by Burridge. Bounces out, knocked away, picked off by Don Sweeney. Sweeney drives it in, just underway second period, 2-1 Boston. Krieger winding up, and the Bruins forechecking well, and Burridge tries to set it up in front, blocked, and Verbeek starts it out. A lead too far for Krieger. Krieger able to keep it in against Beers, and helping out a great two-way player as he got back there and away from Beers. And now over the line for Hartford. Babbage can't get the shot away. By Verbeek. Around the boards, Beers with it, trying to come out.
David, you spread your headset. We want play-by-play.
It's Scott Young, a shot. Goes over the net. Around the boards. Bruins trying to move it out. Can't do it. Kept in. Young behind the net. Broken up by Wesley. Hartford really forechecking very well. 2-1 Boston. We're in the second period. And Hartford moving those defensemen up and creating the situation in the Boston zone. This lead for Babbage could be, no. Peterson back for it. It is not icing. Peterson trying to set up Carter. Can't do it. Back for it, Cote. Carter forechecking. Forcing a quick pass that goes all the way to Moog, so it's not icing. For Peterson. Peterson checked. Deneen gets it over the line, but the play called offside. Boston 2, Hartford 1. We're in the second period at Boston Garden.
Got a break there. That wasn't off.
And once again, a good start for Hartford right in the second period. They carried the play to the Boston end. Just one shot, but territorially they kept it in. And
well, it's also only 2 minutes.
And the faceoff is outside the Boston line. Everson on the draw with Carpenter. Carpenter with Carter on the left, Doris on the right. Peterson on defense with Galley. Cote wraps it in. Doris trying to move it out. Batted around outside the line. And now Boston. Galley gets it away for Peterson. The clearing. A lot of serve back. Up for Deneen. He's checked by Peterson. Bounces around, kept in by Doris. Doris for Carpenter. The shot is blocked. That was Carter with the shot. Couldn't get good wood on it. Forechecking by Peterson. He's well inside the line, and now Deneen breaks it out. A lead here for Corriveau. The shot. The save by Moog. A marvelous stop there. Up it goes to Carter. Carter checked before he clears it out. Ferraro keeps it in. Ferraro kicks it free in the corner. Peterson. Now Ferraro checked by Galley. Taken by Hull. Hull playing it back. Galley. Carter trying to jam it up. Bruins hemmed in here. Galley has lost his stick. Now it goes to Peterson, and the Bruins finally get it out. Doris clearing in the Hartford zone. Boston changing up. Boston leads 2-1. Cote, a long lead, could be icing. They wave it off. Weimer with it.
Can't figure that one out.
Quickly. Shaw fires it back in. Around the boards. Boston trying to move it up. They do. It goes to Janney. Janney over the line with Weimer. Weimer. A shot, the save. And the rebound, Janney with it. Quickly for Wesley. Wesley, a wrist shot. A save. Sidorkovich. Hops for Tippett. And he clears it away, and the Bruins had two great chances. Deneen coming back. Hit by Weimer. Prop. Check. Penalty. Weimer holding. And you knew that was going to come. And a power play for Hartford. Boston 2, Hartford 1. Second period on Nesset at the Garden.
Well, Craig Janney will make a nice play to keep this puck onside. The pass will come over on the far side. Brian Propp will make the play. Well, we're not going to see it. I thought that's the play we were going to see. We were going to see a pass that Propp made over to Janney and sent Janney in. Propp got up in the play. Janney sent it across to Weimer, and he didn't as much shoot it as he tried to keep it along the ice for a redirection by Propp. This was a good play by Sidorkovich.
Galley able to clear it out after the draw went from Poulin. And in the center ice, Propp trying to break with it. Stop, gets it again, works it over the line, and rolls it in deep as Poulin and Propp.
Great puck protection there by Brian Propp.
Try to create some offense while shorthanded. Power play Hartford, their second of the game. Scott Young drives it in, bounces off the top of the net on the rebound. Galley checked deep. Anderson after him. Galley takes down Francis, and with it, Don Sweeney drills it out. Winding up is Babbage. Over the line, Francis in, shot, and he missed the net. Oh, walked right in on a pass from Babbage. Babbage pass, blocked. Here comes Carpenter. His pass doesn't connect with Carter. And over the line comes Young, buried in, broken up. Don Sweeney moves it around the boards. Carpenter able to clear it out.
John Carter thought he was going to be gone. Bobby Carpenter elected to make the quick play, instead of taking the stride and going and getting them all the way to the far blue line.
45 seconds, Hartford power play. Shaw rushes. Clears deep. Back for it, Wesley. Up the boards. Carter can't get it. Ferraro keeps it in. Loses. Wesley with it. Wesley fires it out. 28 seconds left on the Hartford power play. 2-1 Boston. 14:35 left in the second period. Deneen broken up by Burridge. Burridge plays it back to Galley. Galley able to clear it.
Glenn Wesley's hurt.
8 seconds left on the Hartford power play. Babbage up the middle. Penetrates. Shot blocked by Galley. And taken by Burridge. Bruins back at full strength. Poulin out. 2-on-1 with Guima. But his pass is broken up by Dineen. It was too slow. And the Bruins had a superb chance there. Corriveau moves it out. Bruins at full strength and had a play going. Ferraro back over the line. The shot, the save, Andy Moog. Only 1 or 2 shots by Hartford on that power play. They moved the puck well, but the Bruins defensed them. Peterson clearing it out. Will be icing against Boston. 13:30 left in the second period. 2-1 Boston. We're on Nesson at the Garden.
Ron Francis has been pretty well kept under wraps in this series, especially in this building. He's got a great chance here, but pulls the trigger. Of course, the defenseman converged on him and forced him to take that shot maybe a little bit sooner than he wanted.
Well, he got awful good wood on it from where he shot it. Just a nudge wide.
A nudge?
Just a nudge.
Boston leads 2-1. 2 for 4 in power plays. Hartford 0 for 2 in power plays. 13:30 left here in the second period. Tomlak on the draw. Bruins win it for Don Sweeney. Carpenter took that draw. It's cleared away. Fires after Shaw. Forcing the play back. Young winding up. Away now to Tomlak. It is cleared in. Back for Sweeney. Good back checking by Carpenter. Carpenter can't handle a pass from Sweeney. Center ice. Gould trying to move with it. He's checked. Young looking for Tomlak. Broken up. Carpenter winds up and gets it off of Bob Beers. Long shot. Blocked. Bruins. Carpenter keeps it in. Bounces near the net. Penalty coming up. A shot by Gould. Deflected wide. Hartford player down and shaken up. And let's see who this call is on.
He's looking for a white shirt. Bobby Carpenter. And he's going to call a sticking penalty, and I think that may be it for Carpenter for the night.
And a 5-minute job for the Whalers.
I think Bobby Carpenter tried to swing his
Well, he
stick
can't
up over
find
the
any
head.
blood yet.
Oh, yeah. Look at the towel, Derek.
Ah, well, maybe sufficient. They were going for a puck, bouncing in the air. Bobby's gone.
Well, that's a big loss. He's been winning some faceoffs tonight. And the Bruins cannot afford to lose that.
And a 5-minute major for Hartford here in the game. So they've had 2 power plays. Shaw is cut.
Look at your lower right screen now. He tries to swing the stick up over Shaw, and he got it right square over the left eye. Didn't mean to. He was trying to get his stick in position to shoot it, but that isn't the way the rule reads.
Puck squirts up in the air. He just can't get it get his stick away from Shaw's face.
Whoa.
Ah, that lube's big.
Well, they just got finished killing off a penalty. They haven't had much 5-on-5 this period, and now they're going to be short for the next 5, regardless of how many Hartford scores, if they score.
Yeah.
And they're without Carpenter, one of their penalty killers, and one of their best men on faceoffs. That's a monster penalty. Forget about the fact that Hartford's on the power play now. The loss of Carpenter is big time.
This early in the game to lose Bob Carpenter.
I mean, he along with Dave Poulin, your 2 leading goal scorers. Goals have been hard to come by. Yeah, you got 4 in the third period the other night, but outside of that, they haven't exactly been coming in droves. This is huge. This is huge.
And the shots right to this point for the Whalers 4, for Boston 3 in the second period.
This is Stanley Cup. You got to rise to the occasion.
Oh, Billy O'Dwyer will probably see some penalty.
Billy O'Dwyer, he can play very, very sound defensively. Maybe Billy will get one.
Now, Bob Carpenter had one during the regular season. Does the rule about 2 carry over where you miss a game now?
We'll have to check into that.
We'll have to look into that. That may loom bigger than you think.
Young is on the power play with Babbage. Up front for Boston, Trop and Poulin with Don Sweeney and Galley. Anderson over the line. Off for Young. Pass in blocked. Poulin cleared it. Trop had blocked it, and Poulin clears. 5-minute major against Boston. The Bruins lead 2-1. Babbage works it out. Anderson lost a glove. Young is over the line. Drops it for Verbeek. He missed it. And the Bruins pulling a break. Now coming with Don Sweeney, 2-on-1. And it's blocked by Babbage. He's able to keep it in. Marvelous chance there for Boston, and it hit Babbage's skate.
Hey, if you like Beanpot hockey, listen up. The first Beanpot baseball tournament comes your way Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons live from Fenway Park. On Tuesday at noon, Boston College takes on Northeastern, immediately followed at 3 p.m. by BU and Harvard. On Wednesday at noon, it's the consolation game, followed at 3 by the championship. It's the first Beanpot baseball tournament, and it's live on NESN.
Here it comes. This gets quelled real quick. Great play by Babbage. He's back, forces the play, and plays it with his feet. Poulin had the right idea, just couldn't get it through Babbage's feet.
Neely is a penalty killer, and he's jamming Ferraro, throws a little punch at him. They don't call that. Burridge is the other penalty killer. Shaw works it over the line, trying to go in. He's pulled down by Beers. Wesley checked by Hull. In the corner, Dineen gets it free behind the net. Beers going, but he dropped it right for Dineen, who shot his block. Now behind the net, Beers with it. Beers checked. Two Whalers checking him. It goes off on the left for Wesley. Wesley able to clear it. 3:40 left on the major against Bob Carpenter. A high-sticking Shaw. And Shaw coming out and forced back by Neely. Pass up the boards. The Bruins check it. Burridge gets it. Burridge trying to move it in. Blocked. Now Samuelson winding up. 3:20 left on the major. Shaw to Samuelson. It hit the linesman. It bounces for Hull. Back for Shaw. He's blocked by Gould, and it's cleared away.
Boy, that was a big break for Hartford. Linesman knocked it down.
Anderson picks up speed, is stopped. Now to Samuelson. Samuelson over the line for Francis. In deep. Check. Goes deep around the boards to the right point to Babbage. Fires it in deep. Anderson can't get it behind the net. Fought for Galley. Carter rolls back for Samuelson. Over to Babbage. Shot wide by Babbage. 2:39 left on the major. Anderson works it to the corner. Samuelson to Babbage. One-timer blocked by Peterson to the corner. Bruins would like a whistle here, but Hartford keeps the pressure on. Back to Samuelson. Holds it for Babbage. Back in the corner. Behind the net. Peterson battling for it. To Anderson. Checked by Carter. Back for Samuelson. Anderson. Francis deep. Pass knocked away by Moog. Block. Big block there. Kept in by Samuelson. Rolls it back. Babbage. Turnaround shot. Stays wide. Francis trying to put it in front. Blocked. Back for Babbage. A whistle by Gregson. A Bruins player hurt. Moog is knocked down. And let's see what Gregson is calling here. The Bruins get the whistle, which they badly needed, but there may be some penalties here.
Well, Verbeek fell down on top of Al Peterson in the crease and rolled over on Moog. Finally, Terry Gregson said, all right, you guys are tangled up. Let's blow the whistle and start over.
You can't, if there's not an infraction, you can't blow the whistle because someone's uncomfortable. That's not that's an accident. That's too bad.
Well, then what's he calling?
Then he might have called the original penalty for taking Peterson down interference. I mean, you can't blow a whistle because
he didn't have his arm up there.
Huh?
He didn't have his arm up.
He's calling matching penalties.
Well, what he
now he is, yeah.
Well, what he can't do is
originally he didn't have his arm up.
These two guys are down on the crease.
There's Peterson and Verbeek.
There's interference. Now he's down on the crease. Hartford's got possession.
Ah, that's why he blew the whistle. Well, but here he is coming in already.
And that
See, he wasn't calling a penalty. He wasn't calling a penalty originally. Now he's calling them. Do Moog and Verbeek get it for roughing in the crease? I would think that has to be it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to give that one, I think. But I'm saying you can't blow a whistle when there's not an infraction just because two guys are lying in the crease and it's inconvenient.
Here's the penalties. Let's listen in.
Penalty to number 35, Andy Moog. 2 minutes each for roughing. Time of the penalties, 10 minutes.
So those penalties well after the whistle.
Right. Those penalties came. We saw.
So the Bruins got a break.
I don't know
by Gregson blowing the whistle when he did.
I don't know why he's blowing the whistle.
Verbeek and Moog at 10:16. 2 minutes each for roughing. One of the keys. 5-minute major. 3 minutes and 6 seconds. No shots on Moog. But it was in there territorially, but not on Andy Moog. 2-1 Boston.
Verbeek in the box. You've got a guy in there who was a weapon on that power play. So that is a bonus to get him off the ice as well.
And Carter is serving it for Boston, and the faceoff coming up to the right of Andy Moog.
Duras is in there serving Bobby Carpenter's.
Francis out there, and the longer this delay, the better for Boston. Milbury can get 1-1 the score. Buffalo and Montreal. Richer tied it up. Shaw is out with Babbage.
That's how much time left on what was a 5-minute major.
Poulin against Francis. Francis wins it for Shaw. In for Hull. For Shaw. Over to Babbage. Closing. A pass too hard for him. And broken up by Beers, and he clears it out. That pass by Babbage much too hard for Anderson. Driven back in. Around the boards goes Wesley. Checked by Babbage. Beers up the board. Stopped by Hull. Covering at the point. Bruins may try and break it out. Can't get control. In deep. A heavy hit on the corner. Battling for it. Beers prop back for Babbage. Fed back in deep. Francis hit behind the net. Poulin back. Getting it. Losing it. Now clearing it out with help from Prop, but it went off Prop's stick and into the Whaler bench, and the faceoff called. 1:09 left. Whalers power play on the major against Carpenter. In this time, they have.
It just, I mean, Bobby Carpenter is so important to this hockey club. There's so many little things well. His not being here will go long after this 5-minute major is up.
Boston leads it 2-1. Randy Burridge.
He was in the game from the start, first 12 seconds.
Mr. Intensity.
He's always working hard. Goal and 3 assists.
Mike Milbury uses Poulin and Burridge now. Francis there with Deneen on the right. Don Sweeney in back. Let's see what Poulin can do with this.
He's just going to try to chop it.
Jams it up and is kept in by Babbage for a shot. Missed the net. Ricochets for Shaw. Driven in deep. Deneen knocked down. Kept in by Francis for Shaw. Shot. Blocked. Bruins able to clear it. Big save, Andy Moog. First one Hartford able to get on the major. Ferraro now to Babbage. Babbage over the line. Whirls. Closes. Save! And the Bruins break it out. Burridge and Poulin 2-on-1. Poulin over the line. Lost it. Oh, a great chance there. Somehow he lost control and Babbage comes back. Now to Deneen. Deneen in. Ferraro shot. Might have hit the post. Oh, Ferraro might have hit the post there. 15 seconds left. A lead for Ferraro. Offside, 12 seconds left, and we have to look at that Ferraro shot.
I think you may be right, Fred. Andy Moog trying to catch his breath back there.
It hit the post.
Got his blessings. Watch this one.
It hits the post. Moog down low, being bothered all the way across. Slides, it hits his pad, then goes to the post.
But you have to realize they only had one shot on, and that one there. And that's for 5 minutes on a power play.
Outstanding penalty killing. The Bruins have done an outstanding job killing penalties throughout this series. I mean, during the regular season, it was a problem for the Hartford Whalers on the man advantage. They didn't fare that well.
Well,
now coming
Hartford
in
now 2 for 23, and this is a major. So
great job.
You got to go to the minutes that they've had the advantage. Beers clears it. Duras set to come out. The applause by the fans. Moog chops it around. Everson loses it. Bruins started out. Janney with Duras. Oh, Janney is hit and shaken up. And back comes Everson to be broken up. Brian Propp back with Neely. Poulin drops it for Gould. Rally in. Shot saves Sidorkovich. Neely might have deflected it. And the quick clear out by the Whalers. Back for it, Bob Beers to Wesley. Back for Neely. Up the right side. Open. Holds. Tried to put it in front. It's blocked. Kept in now by Propp for Neely. Neely. Check, gets it behind the net for Wesley, and it's deflected high by Hull. Wesley gets it behind the net. Check, gives it a Propp. Neely, shot went high. It was well set up by Brian Propp. Bruins storming the Hartford end after killing the penalty. Long shot by Weimer. Cleared away on the rebound by Corriveau. Back goes Peterson. Boston leads 2-1. Tipped down in the corner. Sidorkovich chops it away to Scott Young. Trying to clear it out. Stopped by Poulin. Loses to Young. Young shot. Blocker save. Rogue. Tomlak. Pass stopped by Weimer. Gets it up for Burridge. He breaks with Christian. 2-on-2. Christian going wide. Back for Burridge. His tip went wide as he was checked by Samuelson. Gould knocked down by Young. Don Sweeney fires across. Galley clears it out. Jennings trying to come back. Check. Don Sweeney clears it away. Young over the line for Krieger. Krieger taken down by Galley. And Burridge starts it away. Burridge in the center ice, can't connect with Christian. 5:40 left in this period. Puck into the stands. Boston 2, Hartford 1. Second period on Nesson at the Garden.
How good is Gary Galley coming back here? One of the fastest skaters in the Whalers. Turns, pivots outside, takes the body. He knows he's going to take his legs out. That's cheating somewhat.
Yeah, I kept looking to see if that stick got to the puck.
Randy Bird's coming to the blue line. He's going to nose. He's going to drop it to Dave Christian, who goes wide. Now Bird's crashes the net. Christian gets it to him. He just tries to redirect it. Almost.
Got to go upstairs.
Yeah, Sidorkovich had anything on the ice. He had that covered.
Well, Dave Christian told me the morning of game one, he said, I've had my chances. They're going to start going in, and so far,
what an acquisition that Dave Christian's been.
Gould is out there at center with Byers and Carter. Bruins forecheck. Verbeek hit by Wesley. Byers trying to keep it in. Can't. Whalers break. Cote with Beers back. Shot. Blocked by Moog. Cleared. Not out by Gould. Covered now by Beers. Beers pokes it out. Taken over by Hartford's Ladouceur in deep. Wesley. Up the boards for Byers. Byers in the center ice for Carter. Onside. Over the line. Looking for Gould. Check. Along the line. Trying to drop it off for Beers. Beers cuts in. Puts it in front. Blocked. Hartford trying to come out, but it's back to Peterson. Under 5 minutes left, second period, 2-1 Boston. Peterson iced it, and he had plenty of time to move up to the red line and clear it in, but
what he wanted to do was find Lyndon Byers. Lyndon Byers was at the Jets on, coming across the blue line. Peterson anticipated him to keep going, and he didn't. He had to hold up.
In this period, the Bruins with 4 shots, and Hartford has 7, and Hartford had a major where they had only 1 shot on Andy Moog. 1 hit the post, a shot by Ferrero. Marvelous penalty killing by Boston. All the scoring in the first period. Samuelson from Tippett and Deneen for a 1-0 lead. 2 power plays by Boston. Brian Propp from Janney and Wesley, and Cam Neely from Janney and Propp. That's been the scoring, all of it in the first period. And for a game here in the second period that's been fairly wide open, limited number of shots on.
Cam Neely wanting something from the bench. They have Dave Christian out to take the draw. If they win the draw, he'll go off and Janney will come on.
They want Prop to go to the point. They got to get somebody to Young. Young is the one in the slot for Ferrero. Dave Christian just has to spoil it. He doesn't want it clean. Ferrero very strong on the backhand.
Batted around, and the Bruins cover it pretty well. Prop out. Off for Neely. Straight ahead, over the line. Still charging. Prop, the follow-up. Can't get it for a pass or a shot. Now able to keep it in. Intercepted by Babbage. Babbage out with Dineen. Ferrero trailing. Off for Dineen. The shot deflected wide. Babbage headed for the net. Don Sweeney. Up to Neely. Neely can't set up Janney. Almost did and could have been a 2-on-1 break because Babbage was caught in deep. 4:15 left, second period. Boston leads 2-1. Tippett checked by Weimer. Janney back to help out. Intercepted. Dineen shoots, save, rebound, scores! On the rebound, it is Ferrero poking it in.
Maybe Dave Tippett there, Fred. I think it's Dave Tippett who parked it in. Moog did his job. He made the big stop on the initial shot, but nobody had Tippett covering it for the rebound.
Right here, Craig Janney tries to find his man. A good move by Dineen to pick that puck, stay with it. There's a bouncing puck. Dave Tippett, a goal and an assist tonight.
Dave Tippett from Kevin Dineen to tie it at 2, 15:56 left here in the second period. 4:04 left in the second period. The goal was at 15:56. 2-2 the score now, the only score of the second period. And Dave Tippett, the checker, able to put it in on the rebound. Dave Tippett's assignment was looking after Cam Neely.
He ripped a page out of Cam's book.
Fixing the ice now at the Hartford blue line.
Well, let's see how the Brewers respond to this. See if they can reestablish.
Well, I don't think they were. I don't think they were trying to make that one goal stand up. It's just Hartford's playing well. Both teams skating hard.
The shots are 9 Hartford and 4 for Boston. And Poulin starts it away. Drops it off for Boston's Christian. Over the line, drop pass for Burridge. Cuts in front, and he's broken up in the play by Francis. Marvelous defensive play. Lead for Krieger on Beers. Stops, cuts, looks for help for Francis. Pass in. It is blocked wide by Wesley. In the Boston zone, behind the net. Poulin fighting for it. And Verbeek there. Poulin comes out with it. Leads the rush. In the center ice to Christian. 4 men for Boston. To Wesley. For Burridge. A shot. A save. And Christian couldn't hammer home the rebound. A 4-man rush for Boston there. Tomlak coming out. After him is Poulin. And Tomlak knocked down by Galley because Poulin set it up. Around the boards in the Boston zone. Byers going for it. He's ruled offside. 3:05 left here in period number 2. The game tied at 2. That last goal by Tippett from Kevin Dineen for Hartford.
4-on-1 for the Bruins, and Wesley elects to go with the backhand drop for Randy Burridge.
Right there from well out. 4-on-2.
Oh, Stumpy, when he works overtime by just putting in an 8-hour day. He's always grooving.
Get well to Karen. Had a surgery this afternoon. Husband Ken is at the game.
And speaking of surgery, Joe Nolan, a real devout Bruin fan up in Lowell, is home recovering from surgery on his legs. And we want to say hello to him. Hope he's enjoying the game.
Okay. Richard Grace from Drake. Happy 21st anniversary. His wife Evelyn is at the game. Sorry, Richard.
Dave Shea, NHL update.
All right, Buffalo leading Montreal now 2-1 in the second. Vibe with the go-ahead goal. DeMeo has put the Islanders ahead 2-1 in the first period against the Rangers. 1-1, New Jersey and the Caps. This update has been brought to you by Budweiser.
Hartford playing that the best defense is a good offense, and they have it over the Boston line. Peterson trying to move it out, and he's checked, and Young gets it away. He's blocked by Galley. Tomlak fights for it, and Byers starts it out. Byers flips it up. O'Dwyer with Carter. Drops it for Carter, and the play broken up. And a whistle here by Gregson. Let's see what he is calling. The Bruins had 4 power plays in the first period, and they had 2 goals. Here's a slashing call with the score: Boston 2 and Hartford 2. We're on Nesson at the Garden.
Lyndon Byers going out.
Byers gets a little turnaround knee right there. There's the slash coming there. Bit of more of a spear to pick.
Bruins are going to spend about half the period short-handed.
Well, we knew that. First period was much in the Bruins' favor.
You can't win a hockey game playing half a period short-handed.
No.
And the face-off outside the Hartford line. Hartford with 17 total shots. Boston with 12. Poulin and Propp for Boston. Poulin wins it for Galley. Galley able to flip it down. Back goes Babbage. He is a powerhouse on the power play. Up for Verbeek. Fired in. Going for it. It is Anderson with that speed for Shaw. Babbage. Shot blocked. Bounces across. Propp able to clear it out. 2 minutes left in the second period. 2-2 to score. Hartford on a power play. This one will be icing. Beers back for it. 1:21 left, and a face-off in the Hartford zone. In this period, Hartford had a 5-minute major against Boston. Carpenter for high-sticking Shaw, and of course he was sent out of the game. And in that span, just 1 shot by Hartford as Rick Lee looks on, but he will take the 2-2 score at this point. Hartford with a total of 17, because they had 8 in the first period, so they have 9 so far. Cam Neely used as a penalty killer with Carpenter usually in that assignment. Cam Neely has been paired with Randy Burridge by Mike Milbury. Francis and Neely.
Bruins setting up here for a shot on goal.
Shot right on by Burridge and a save, Sidorkovich. Another one by Neely. He scores! Cam Neely, a power play goal on the rebound. Or rather, a short-handed goal on the rebound. And the Bruins take the lead 3-2.
Well, Mike Milbury wisely decides to use Cam Neely. Very strong on the hands. Randy Burridge did not set up on the line. Set deep in the slot, top of the circle. Neely gets him a soft win off the draw. Right here, back to Burridge. One times it high on Sidorkowich's chest. He can't trap the rebound. He gives it to Neely, who one times a wrist shot by him. Big goal, that is.
And the Bruins, short-handed score. Neely from Burridge, if they count the rebound. Francis comes back against Wesley. Anderson rolls it back for Shaw. The Bruins lead. Shaw into Anderson. For Shaw, for Anderson, in for Francis, in front, rolled back for Babbage. Byers blocked by Burridge, shot by, tipped wide by Francis. Behind the net, 3-2 Boston. It is Anderson, back for Shaw, shot deflected wide by Neely. The long rebound, Babbage keeps it in. Wesley gets it to Babbage, out to Neely. 30 seconds left on the power play for Hartford. Neely takes his time, holds and clears it in smartly. 25 seconds left. Neely is replaced. And the Bruins dig for it in deep. It is Carter battling hard, furiously against Babbage. Killing time. Carter chases Francis. Now it is Shaw for Babbage. Checked by Carter. Broken up. Carter knocked down. Furious forechecking by Boston. A breakaway by Everson. Sweeney broken up. Don Sweeney. What a play from behind. A marvelous play on Everson by Don Sweeney. And the penalty is up. And look at the scrum there at the blue line. And everybody up now battling. Byers is out there.
Lyndon Byers has got Tippett on the bench.
Hey, Anderson,
Gregson handles Byers. The inspiration there, John Carter. What a number he did with 25 seconds left on the power play. Here's Everson, Byers, Verbeek ready to go. They don't know whether to restrain themselves and cost their team a penalty, but nobody wants to back off. Carter is bleeding in that pileup, and let's see what comes of it. Cam Neely, a shorthanded goal, has put the Bruins in front 3-2 as the Hartford power play backfired.
What a coaching decision by Mike Milbury. I mean, you got to think defense, and he says, well, I'll tell you, there's not much time left in the period. I'm going to try Cam Neely on the draw. He's been successful when I used him before. Randy Burridge sets up in a slot. But right here, Don Sweeney, great pair of legs.
Everson
spots Everson in the lead, but he reaches around, gets it right there. Great play by Don Sweeney. Here's Carter on Babbage. Now Babbage is trying to protect the puck, but Carter hits him high, stays with it, pirouettes, turns, gets in, gets his body in front of him, still fighting it off. No one's going to get it. Francis finally comes in to take it, only because they had the extra body out there.
Mike Milbury says win the one-on-ones, and I tell you, Carter against Babbage, you wouldn't bet on Carter, and that killed off the time. There was, after Boston scored, there was 25 seconds left. We see Samuelson heading for the dressing room. There was 25 seconds left on the power play, and Hartford couldn't get it for any threat at all. Let's look at Cam Neely winning the faceoff and getting the goal. Well,
he's already won the draw to Burridge. Burridge shoots the puck down. Sudurkowicz clears it. Neely grabs it, doesn't waste any time. Once he snaps it off the post, Sudurkowicz just can't get back. Peter, a little giveaway there. Well, there's the draw. One time, Burridge high. Sudurkowicz out of the net, takes it himself. Doesn't get good wood on it. Neely finds the opening.
Number 31, John Carter. 2 minutes for charging and 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties, 19 minutes, 31 seconds.
Looks like matching penalties. We'll wait. Liz White, our demon statistician here, has all the information. And we thank her for her marvelous work this season. And the Brownies, Derek.
Once again on the money right here. There's John Carter comes in. Samuelson is along that line. There's the punch. Carter gets belted from behind. Now Carter gets cut, and there's going to be no additional 5-minute major here. Don't know why.
1931, Samuelson 4 minutes roughing. Carter 2 minutes roughing and 2 minutes for charging. But
once Carter finds out that no one's following on him anymore, he's cut at the side of the eye. There he is, shaking the blood off there.
A nice sign for Nesson. Second period, 29 seconds left. Boston leads 3-2. Cam Neely's goal is unassisted because it came off the misfired clear by Sudurkowicz. Reminiscent of that last game when Janney scored, Sudurkowicz tipping it from way out of the net. If you're going to be out that far, you better control it. Ladouceur wraps it in. 3-2 Boston. Cote keeps it in. Deneen behind the net, trying to put it in front. Check. Goes to the boards. Poulin battling Tippett. Poulin, Tippett, Christian, all along the boards. Still a battle. Christian. Poulin can't clear it. Now goes into the corner. Everson there. Rolls it in front. Knocked away. Burridge able to drop it out as the second period ends and Cote barrels into Burridge. Just to show that that's just a little show there. And the second period ends, a big score, shorthanded. Cam Neely, second of the night. It is Boston 3, Hartford 2, and we'll have intermission highlights in a moment.
So the Bruins and the Whalers now at the end of 2 periods of play, and the Bruins still with a 3-2 lead. So that you know, this Bruins-Whalers series and the Chicago-Minnesota series out west are the only ones that have not yet had an overtime, and there have been 2 in the Edmonton-Winnipeg series. Hartford's Pat Verbeek is Dave Shea's guest at the Garden. David?
All right, Tom, thank you. This one is turning out to be the best of the series thus far, although the way it stands at the end of 2, I know my guest Pat Verbeek would like to see that 3-2 score the other way around, and with a number of power plays, Pat, it's a wonder it isn't.
Well, we had some good shots and some good chances, and a lot of our point shots aren't getting through. They're making some great plays as far as blocking. So, I mean, if we can get the shots through, maybe we got a shot at scoring.
Obviously, a bitterly disappointing finish to game number 4. With some clubs, it could be devastating. Are there enough veterans on your club that you were able to right the ship before coming into the Garden tonight?
Well, I think so. We had one bad period, and I think we were a little tentative, and I think maybe a little bit, scared of losing. And when you're that way, you will lose. And tonight, I think we're playing pretty well. We're bouncing back, and you have to. You can't worry about what happened last game and just take it from there.
You've had a heck of a season for this club. There didn't appear to be any adjustment period for you. You came out of the box quickly and kept it going all season.
Well, I played with a couple good players, and Rod Francis, and with Kevin Deneen and Todd Krieger for most of the year, and so they made my year real easy. And all they had to do was get in the open for them, and they got me the puck when a lot of them empty nets.
What was surprising was coming out of the shoot, you were skating your off wing for quite a while.
Well, that's usually the side of the ice I'm on most, and I like to shoot off my wrong wing, and the only difficult part about playing left wing was taking the puck off the boards in my own end. So once I made that adjustment, it was pretty easy.
You were slowly working your way into a very select class, and that is the kind of guy that fans around here love to hate. And it's a very select group, Pat, because they're actually the kind of guys that Bruin fans would like to see playing for Boston. Do you thrive on that kind of attention from the fans? Does that give you a little extra pump?
Not really. I just go about and try and play my game, and I get, I'm aggressive and try to be really intense, and a lot of stuff happens, and my temper raises, and stuff like that happens.
Yeah, but usually the things that follow are pretty productive, if not for yourself, for the Hartford Whalers. You seem to get your opponents off their game when you're on the ice.
Well, that's what you try and do. You try and get them thinking more about you and rather than the play. And when that happens, they start to make mistakes, and you can capitalize and try and execute, into goals.
All right, you'd mentioned that one bad period. There's one period left in this one, maybe more, but one in regulation. How do you go out and approach this final period down by a goal? Do you have to play with a little desperation, or do you keep it the same?
Not really. You just play as hard as you can and try and make them make mistakes. You make sure you have your guys, you're not in any outnumbered situation. You really don't have to press. It's only one goal, one shot, and we wait for our breaks and try and capitalize on it.
All right, Pat, thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you.
Pat Verbeek, Tom, back to you.
Okay, David, thank you. I'll be back. We're going to take a look at some of the action highlights from that second period of hockey down at Boston Garden and bring in Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson, too. That's next on Nesson. We are at the end of 2 periods. Game 5, the Adams Division semifinal series between the Bruins and the Whalers from Boston Garden. It's the Bruins 3 and the Whalers 2. Game 5 at the end of 2 periods from Boston Garden tonight, and the Bruins are leading the Hartford Whalers by a score of 3-2. Key moment in the game, the Bruins' Bobby Carpenter trying to swing his stick over Bradshaw's head a little low, draws blood. That is a 5-minute power play for the Whalers. Now, they got chances, but no goals, like Ray Ferraro's bid rattles off the post. Hartford 2 for 23 on the power plays for the series. But the Whalers pull even at even strength. Kevin Deneen steals a Craig Janney pass. Dave Tippett knocks it past Andy Moog. Tie game 2-2 late in the second. Short-handed again now. Derek Sanderson calls one.
Shot right on by Burridge and a save, Sidorkovich. Another one by Neely. He scores! Tim Neely, a power play goal on the rebound.
Hartford, though, still on the power play, and they rip off another couple of chances, but great defensive play by Don Sweeney to negate an apparent Whalers breakaway chance right here, final minute of the second period. The Bruins played a lot of minutes short-handed in that second period, but they come out of it still 1-goal leaders at 3-2. The Whalers are 0 for 4 on the power play for the night, while the Bruins are 2 for 4. The shots on goal for the game so far, 17 for Hartford and 14 for the Bruins. Going back to Boston Garden now for a couple of minutes, Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Thank you, Tom, and especially teams, Derek. Hartford in 2 periods, 11 minutes with the man advantage. The Bruins 8 minutes with the man advantage. The Bruins have scored twice on power plays and once shorthanded. That's the key.
And that obviously at this juncture is the key. And Hartford's got to get something going on the power play. It's dismal, and they're a better hockey club than that. But so if that's the case, you got to look to the Bruins penalty killing. Just some excellent work by Poulin and the whole crew. It's Prop is doing his job, Burridge and Neely and the Carpenter before he went out. It's just an excellent. They're pumped on that on the penalty killing. They're very proud of it. And once you get it going, and it stays that way for quite a while as a rule.
Hartford, very few shots on all the power plays. 11 minutes with a 5-minute major against Carpenter. And the Bruins a shorthanded goal, a big one late in the period by Cam Neely, who's a penalty killer.
The decision to put Cam Neely out on the face-off was ideal. You got Randy Burridge deep in the slot, unprotected. He snaps off a quick shot. Sudurkiewicz has trouble handling it, but Neely doesn't give up on the puck. He goes to it. Sudurkiewicz tries to find the winger. He's screened. He can't see Neely. He hopes that Neely, his paws turned and went up the right wing boards, but he didn't. Cam stayed with the puck. Bang, just quickly fired it away before Sudurkiewicz could get back. A big goal. And I mean, it's a big goal to get like that.
Well, that was hustling work by Cam Neely, and that's the demonstration for the Bruins throughout their penalty killing, led by Dave Poulin, Brian Propp, who has a goal and an assist, and Cam Neely getting the opportunity. That was an innovation by Mike Milbury this year. He did some penalty killing.
Well, they talked in the offseason, and Cam and Craig Janney, that oftentimes you've got your power play suffers, especially your big line suffers when they don't kill penalties, because in a penalty-filled game, they're not on the ice that often. So Milbury wisely all year long fed them in bit by bit. They got used to it. They got to like it. They took a lot of pride in it. Janney and Neely have done some wonderful things at killing penalties. They didn't look to get offense. They kept it simple. And now Neely gets himself one, which is, like I said before, a big goal to get.
Had a very big period coming up for the Boston Bruins. They lead it 3-2, but this Hartford team has played a marvelous game.
This Hartford team's got to be very proud of itself the way it's playing it. It's working extremely hard and playing very, very fine defensive hockey. The Bruins are carrying the play as a rule, but the Hartford Whalers they're very patient. They're waiting for their chances, and Boston's got to keep their head about them in this period.
The story, special teams. Boston 2 power plays and 1 shorthanded, and they lead 3-2. Here's Tom.
All right, Fred, Derek, thank you. The Sabres and Canadiens well along in their 5th game, which is going on at the Odd in Buffalo tonight. There are 2 games in the Patrick Division as well. We'll check that Buffalo-Montreal situation and those 2 in the Patrick Division. The score as we come back. You're watching Bruins hockey on NESN. Bruins hockey is brought to you in part by Lebo Brothers Men's and Boys Clothiers, catering to all individuals, including the hard-to-fit man and the youth who wears prep clothing. Lebo Brothers of Wellesley, the most current styles and combinations where special orders are always welcome. Montreal and Buffalo back and forth in their game out at the Odd tonight. The score is now 3-2 Montreal into the 3rd period of play. Both teams have led a couple of times in the game. New Jersey 2-1 over the Washington Caps. That game is in the 3rd period as well. And the Islanders trying to stay alive in their game against the New York Rangers. They trail in the series 3-1. It's tied 2-2 in the 2nd period of play. The Bruins led 2-1 coming into the 2nd period, and Hartford tied the game at 15:56 on the goal by Dave Tippett. It was his first of the playoffs. And then the Bruins jumped back into the lead at 18:07. Cam Neely got his 3rd. So it's 3-2 Boston. 3rd period action now once again. Back to Boston Garden. Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson, and Dave Shea.
All right, Tommy, thank you. Anybody's hockey game at 3-2, but Derek, I would think playing shorthanded as much as the Bruins did that period, they've got to feel that, hey, we still came out of it with the same lead that we went into the period. Now let's just go out there, play good, solid hockey, don't change anything, but let's try to stay out of the box.
Confidence comes when you do well, especially on a 5-minute major. And then confidence comes in the penalty killing, and a lot of times when your power play does something for you. It's a communication, it's a camaraderie between the two. Usually it's not the same people, but if each of us do our job, we will will out in the end. So the Bruins get the power play, gets a couple quick goals for them. That inspires the penalty killing, and everything starts to work.
I thought it was pretty interesting. I came out of the interview room, and they're sitting outside of the Whaler dressing room in a folding chair is Rick Lee. He left the boys to talk to each other between periods, and he just stayed out of it and let them come back out and play the kind of game they've been playing. They don't need to change anything either.
They've heard it all. They're playing well.
Underway, Jennings and Shaw on defense for Hartford. The Francis line out there. Shaw wheels it in. And back for Galley. Quick change-up. They want to check her out against Neely. Tippett. And away comes Don Sweeney over the line with Janney. The clear in deep. Jennings there, hit. Out of it comes Janney, trying to put it in front for Prop, who was positioned. Blocked, batted around. Prop, Janney, trying to get it. Neely goes back. Don Sweeney, shot, save, rebound, save. Sidorkovich on Neely. What a stop he made there on Cam Neely in a bid for a hat trick.
Boy, that sounded like Sweeney's shot may have slipped through Sidorkovich and hit the post and came out to Neely. Did you hear a little clank?
I don't know. I don't know how it got to him, but I'll tell you, it was amazing how Cam Neely reacts to this shot. Comes through.
That hit the post.
Did hit the post. Then Neely makes a great shot. That's 3 big saves by Sidorkovich right here. Don Sweeney unloads one, sneaks through, catches a leg, catches the post to Neely.
Oh, nice stop.
Just couldn't get it up.
Boy, he gets that stick around when he's thrown like that quicker than anybody I've seen. He did it to Peter Duras in game 1. He just kept another goal out of it by doing it tonight.
He did it earlier tonight.
On the draw, kept in by Galley. Poulin fights for it. Burridge, Christian, the other line man out there, right winger, and jammed up for a face-off.
Down in Philadelphia last night to do a Minnesota Timberwolves basketball game, and you wouldn't believe the number of people saying, hey, when you get back to Boston, say hello to Dave Poulin and Brian Propp. We miss them.
Do they ever?
Of course, their season's over down there, but they really do miss Dave Poulin and Brian Propp. 2 great people on that hockey club, and well, they're paying off dividends to this hockey club. Certainly in game 4, Dave Poulin and Brian Propp at the first goal of the night for Boston tonight.
Mike Milbury wants Poulin out there against Francis.
That whole line is accounted for the Boston scoring tonight.
3-2 Boston, 3rd period. In a Christian puts it in front. Blocked, knocked away. And Verbeek clearing it, not out. Kept in by Poulin. Deflects now. And Galley trying to get it, can't. Poulin covers behind him and fires it in. Sidorkovich can't block it. Christian, Burridge, go to the boards. Burridge checked on the boards, battling hard, trying to get it free. The Whalers, Verbeek starts out, and right after him is Poulin that breaks him up at center ice and wraps it back over the line, but can't connect with Burridge. Boy, you have, talk about tenacity. It's spelled Burridge and Poulin, however you spell them.
A lot of letters.
Burridge gets it now. Away to Janney. Janney rushing alone with Beers now. Lost it. He really had no options. Beers to Neely. Neely with 2 goals, a power play and a shorthanded. Back for it, Babbage. Pass up, stop. Kept in, rolls for Prop. He can't quite get it. And Babbage away now to Tomlak. Tomlak off for Scott Young. Blocked by Moog, who jumped for it. Rolls away to Prop, and Moog is shaken up.
And that shot, Fred, after Andy had gone down, hit the post to the left of Moog.
Just above his face.
Jim Narrigan coming out to look at Andy Moog. 2 minutes played here in the 3rd period. Boston leads 3-2. We're on Nesson at the Garden.
Here's the shot from Young. Now he can bring it. He can shoot a puck. It's a nice, fresh, clean ice. He gets good wood on it. Got it too high. Catches, clips Moog on the tip of the shoulder. Now watch the puck. Is going to come just over his head. If
there
he just picked up the blur. See if he can pick up the second shot. Just misses Moog's head.
It's Anderson who gets it off.
In the left wing.
Yeah. Kyle Anderson.
And that hit the post.
Wow.
So that's 2 posts by Hartford, 1 by Ferraro.
The break's going Bruins' way so far.
And a face-off inside the Boston line. Bruins started off vigorously, though, with good forechecking and set up an opportunity for Cam Neely. Bill O'Dwyer dressing for action. First time in the series, and he's played sporadically, and there he is out of South Boston, Boston College. Out on the face-off against Ferraro. It is a warm night at the Garden. Conditioning can be a factor here. O'Dwyer wins the face-off. Bruins get it to Neely in a quick clear-out. They're going to call it icing, I think. They do. As it just spun down there. Propped down to check, and that creates a little havoc and disturbance.
Little late on the whistle. That's what caused this.
Well, that's all right. Hartford's been doing it the whole series. That shouldn't change anything now.
Krieger did it a couple of times.
Sure. Deneen, Verbeek, they've all done it.
Billy O'Dwyer getting in between Neely and Tomlak. That is not a fair exchange. Tomlak for Neely.
With the score, there's Neely. His beer is going, converging on Ladouceur, and Neely is in a fight with Ferraro. And let's see what happens. Ferraro puts the stick towards him. Let's see what's called here. If Ferraro can take Neely out, he'll be happy.
Is Cam cut on the right side of his face? If he is, Ferraro had the stick up near his face. Nope, I guess not. Now, wait a minute. He might be.
Glenn Westy's trying to calm Neely down.
Cam Neely has 2 goals. The Bruins lead 3-2. We're in the third period on Nesson at the Garden.
Well, they're going to have to remodel the penalty box area. It's just not big enough for this family now, that's all.
Well, there was only 2 penalties called the last game in Hartford, really, and could have been a lot more called on both sides.
In this game so far, through 2 periods, 11 minutes power play for Hartford, 8 minutes for Boston, because Hartford had a major against Carpenter, and Hartford has been blanked on the power play. The Bruins have 2 power play goals. They were scored by Brian Propp and Cam Neely, and they have a shorthanded goal by Cam Neely. The Hartford goals by Samuelson and Tippett.
Gregson's going to send 3 each off. Neely, O'Dwyer, and Beers will be going for Boston, and Ferraro, Tomlak, and Ladouceur will be going off for Hartford. Tomlak threw the first punch at O'Dwyer. Billy shoved back, and then Ladouceur tried to jump in, and that's when Neely put his arm around Ladouceur to pull him away from Beers, and Ferraro got into it.
Neely hit Ferraro about 4 short, quick ones, and then Ferraro stuck the stick in his throat.
Let's take a look at it. Now, this is icing, and the late hit's going to come in. Little bump, Brian Propp.
Just more of a motion slide than anything.
Sure. Now watch Tomlak, number 28. Right there. Now we're going. Let's get into it, boys.
Billy O'Dwyer pushed back against the net. Got a jockey for body position.
Well, while Terry Gregson tries to explain to Galley and Tippett, we want to tell you about the Bruins. Should they win this series, we certainly hope they do. Nesson will be your connection to games 1 and 2 of the Adams Division Finals. That'll start next Thursday. We invite you to join us Thursday and Saturday nights of next week for live coverage of the Bruins from Boston Garden as they tackle either the Buffalo Sabres or the Montreal Canadiens. If the Bruins are alive, we'll have your ticket to the Adams Division Finals next week on Nesson. Well, which announcement of penalty did the crowd moan on? O'Dwyer getting 2?
I think they were just hoping that the Whalers would pick up an extra 2 somewhere along the line.
Oh, it's crowded over there. There's Ulfie.
Oh, the misconduct. Beers got a 10.
Was he the only one to pick up a misconduct?
No, I think they're...
Not on the misconduct. There's Ladouceur and Tomlak and Ferraro. Ladouceur and Tomlak 2 minutes roughing. Ferraro 2 minutes high sticking. O'Dwyer and Neely 2 minutes each roughing. Beers a 10-minute misconduct and 2 minutes for roughing. So he's gone for 12 minutes. And the young man has played well on defense.
Beer's roughing matches Ferraro's high stick.
And a 10-minute misconduct to Beers, but the teams are at full strength. And the face-off now to the left of Andy
Mike
Moog.
Milbury doesn't have many choices left on that bench. You get the, now who are you going to jockey and sit beside? You know, you say, come on over here, sit with me.
That bench looks like a hockey mouth, doesn't it? A hockey smile.
Christian is at center, wins the draw to Galley. Up for Gould. Gould pops it out to center ice. Burridge trying to move. Shaw blocked. Burridge checks him. Pass up, stopped by Jennings. Play broken up by Galley. A quick clear out. Christian has Gould on the right and Burridge on the left. Tippett clears it in. Back is Don Sweeney. Evison after him. Don Sweeney hit a post and a bid for a goal. Christian has to hold it out. Gould had cut in offside. Christian back over the line. Check. Gould hustles in. Keeps it in. Now loses to Jennings. Jennings checked by Burridge. Knocked down. Tippett gets it out. Pass up. Deflects away to Don Sweeney again. Don Sweeney gets it up on the left. And away comes Christian now. A heavy hit at center ice. Francis spilled the man. A shot in. Christian as Weimer comes out on defense with Wesley. Weimer moves up to check the play and Wesley breaks it up and Weimer shovels it all the way down to Sidorkovich. 3-2 Boston, third period. Not many shots. 18 Hartford, 15 Boston total. Cote breaks. Up for Krieger with that speed. Checked by Poulin. The puck rolls in and Wesley back for it. Wesley around the boards. Prop trying to move it out. Weimer is checked. Francis keeping it in. Babbage moves in. And the Bruins tie it up. Boston 3 and Hartford 2. We're on Nesson at the Garden. Face off now to the right of Andy Moog. Francis out there with Verbeek and Krieger, Samuelson and Babbage. Bruins. Dave Poulin moving for the faceoff. Dave, outstanding penalty killer. And of course, 2 goals and an assist the other night in the comeback. Weimer checking Verbeek. Puck batted around. Bruins get control. Wesley breaks it out with Doris. Fires one over the head of Sidorkovich. Doris fighting to keep it in. Francis able to get it out. Stopped by Jim Weimer. Drops it over the Hartford line. 4 minutes played, third period. 3-2 Boston. Here comes Krieger, skating hard. He's over the line on Weimer. Goes deep. Weimer checks him. He puts it in for a block and knocked away. Not out. Samuelson's pass stopped by Prop. Krieger, great rush there. And the Bruins ice it. And that young man, Todd Krieger, has been quite a threat. That wound up with the shot on Moog as Krieger went 1-1 with Weimer.
It was one of those very late things. Weimer plays him very sound, takes him. He's not going to go to the net. But what Krieger does is stays with the puck, just turns it. Comes off Moog's leg. Right there, Francis just couldn't get the stick on the ice. Arms lifted up, couldn't get back to the puck.
And all the players, half dozen, come out of the penalty box, so the bench is now just about complete. Of course, Carpenter was tossed out of the game. A 5-minute major in the second period. The Bruins killed it off with one shot by Hartford, although one by Ferraro hit the post. But it was a marvelous exhibition of penalty killing. Boston leading on 2 goals by Cam Neely, 1 shorthanded, 1 on a power play by Brian Propp, and for Hartford, their goals by Samuelson and Tippett. O'Dwyer and Tomlak now.
Billy O'Dwyer, see Tomlak's left-hand turn. His left foot got in there early.
On the boards, fought for, kicked around by Doris. Back to get it, Lyndon Byers. Byers trying to work it out, is tripped by Tomlak. Galley trying to clear it, and a face-off called in the Boston end.
Gary Galley's going to question this on the trip.
The Bruins have not had a power play since the first period.
I wonder if Terry knows that.
And
he's got to know they didn't have any of the second.
Right here, Byers going, he's free. There's the trip. A little bit of a dive.
Yeah.
Not bad. Give that a 9-4.
That's athletic ability.
Terry Gregson said, "Hey, you're not fooling me with that."
the Bruins had to kill 7 minutes of power play in the second period.
Actually, had more than that, Fred.
9.
9, yeah.
9.
Almost half the period. Boy.
Everson on the faceoff. He's signaling to Cote to move in. The Bruins doing well on the faceoffs, and they skated out. Christian won that one. Skates it out with Duras. Lead for Carter. Can't handle it. Sidorkovic out of the net, around the boards. Galley, right point, stops it, fires it in, saves Sidorkovic, and he covers up. Face-off to the left of Sidorkovic. Boston leading 3-2. And about 5 minutes played, third period.
Hey, Big East baseball continues on Nesson with doubleheader action Monday night, beginning at 7 when the Providence College Friars travel to meet the Boston College Eagles. That's a Big East baseball doubleheader Monday night at 7, PC at BC, only on Nesson. How about that Boston College pitcher that threw the no-hitter? Can't remember the name, I'm sorry. I apologize to him, but wow, that's exciting.
No-hitters are hard. I mean, let's face it, that's got to be one of the most difficult things to do in any sport. I don't care if you're in high school.
You were a catcher.
I was a catcher. I was a relief pitcher. The old arm didn't hold up very long. Throw the curveball pretty good. Could dust you off even better. But my pitching career was short-lived. Serious lack of talent.
That'll do it.
Poulin on the faceoff. He has Gould and Burridge on the wings. Jennings starts it out. Fires it up. Blocked. Driven back in by Don Sweeney. Bruins forecheck. Gould moving in. Around the boards. Burridge traps it. Keeps it in. Back to the point. Don Sweeney lost it. At center ice. Clears it up. He's blocked. And Francis is over the line. Shoots. Save mode. Don Sweeney had that play in his control, and it resulted in a breakdown, and Francis came back.
Anybody that plays golf out there, you like it what Don Sweeney did to a double hit, a little flip sandwich.
Dave Shea, NHL update.
All right, let's look at the scoreboard. Stephan Richet's second of the game has given Montreal a 3-2 lead in the third period at the odd. How about that? Norman Rochefort has put the Rangers up 3-2 over the Isles in the second period. A Ranger win in that series is over. The Caps leading the Devils 3-2 in the third. Dino Ciccarelli's 8th of the playoffs has given the Caps the lead. This update has been brought to you by Budweiser.
And for Boston, Cam Neely, a power play goal, a shorthanded goal. Brian Propp, a power play goal. There's Don Sweeney trying to check that shot in by Francis right on Andy Moog.
Andy Moog focused, saw it, squeezed it off.
14:40 left in the third period. All the games NHL played tonight are 3-2 at this point. Friday the 13th, which is 3-1 or 1-3. The draw to Galley. The Bruins doing a superb job on faceoffs. 2 forecheckers and Propp gets it out. Burridge can't connect with it. Gould hustles on Samuelson. Checks him behind the net. Battles for it in the corner. Gould after Samuelson. He gets it away to Babbage. Up to Krieger. Krieger playing anything but a rookie. Francis over the line trying to go in. Broken up. And Galley cleared it. Krieger has to wind up at center ice. Pass check. Wrapped in by Samuelson. Taken over by Galley. Off the dasher. Not out. Now it's out. Gould trying to break. Gets it away to Burridge. For Poulin. Poulin over the line. In. Shot. Save! As Poulin is taken down by Krieger. Bruins keep it in. Burridge in front. Gould. A shot. Blocked. And the Whalers break it out. Poulin almost with a big score there. Sidorkovic stopped it. Back goes John Sweeney. Everson after him.
Well, the linesman, Mark Perret, saw this, Fred. Pat Verbeek hit Dave Poulin as Poulin was coming off the ice. He had stepped up into the bench area. Pat Verbeek gave him a shot. Now, I don't know if Terry Gregson has put the whistle away for penalties or power plays in this third period. If he's not going to blow one on that partial breakaway by Poulin when he was dragged down from behind, then he probably isn't going to call this a penalty.
He's calling matching penalties.
This, maybe Pooley did something on the way off, but I'd like to see it again if we have it.
Well, the penalty that should have been called was on the partial breakaway.
Nice little soft feed by Bobby Gould.
Now he kicks it up. And he fights for body. See him lean in, get body position.
Right there, he's going to shoot. Right
now he's
there.
getting hooked. Down he goes, got the shot away.
That was Krieger.
By definition, is that not a hook? But Terry Gregson is.
Yeah, he got the shot away, though. I think that's what he's saying. He got the shot away with good wood.
Can you imagine what he would have done if there wasn't a penalty?
Yeah.
Now Poulin and Verbeek have a seat.
Poulin's tried Sidorkiewicz twice on breakaways on that glove side. Twice Peters stopped him.
And the face-off to the left of Moog. Everson against Christian. 3-2 Boston. And it's one for Cote. Shot and a screen blocked. Neely trying to clear it out. They do. Top trying to break. He's tripped. And behind the action, there is Wesley and Dineen and Moog. Well, let's see what comes of this. That was behind the play.
I don't know. Kevin Dineen is acting awful innocent.
Well, Glenn Wesley's smiling about it. Kevin Dineen's smiling about it.
Yeah.
And each one is saying the other guy is the one who should be going, not me.
Andy Moog trying everything to trip Dineen.
Now, what was Kevin doing there? That's that's part of his game. Getting in near the goaltender and trying to mess him up.
Kevin Dineen.
But says I had a right to be there.
Wesley, 2 minutes for high sticking.
Joel Perlmutter, the TA announcer here at the Garden. Announcing the penalties.
Matching penalties. Galley to Peterson. Up for Prop. Clears it in. Christian going in. Sidorkiewicz is out. Wraps it around the boards. Neely going for it. Neely jamming. Puck is cleared. Not up. Neely snapped it in deep. Cote and Prop banging on the boards. Christian over there too. Goes into deep to Neely. Neely trying to get it to Christian. Can't get a handle for a quick shot. Galley moves way in. Puts it in deep. Stopped by Tippett. Cleared out. No icing. Neely with it. Line change Hartford. Neely 2 goals. Takes a hit from Young as he fires it in. 12:40 left. Third period. 3-2 Boston. Tomlin. Pass up over the line to Young. Broken up by Byers. Young fires it back in. Don Sweeney on it. Blocked by Tomlin. Tomlin fires it across wide, and Galley starts it in the center ice. Byers can't connect. All the way to Sidorkiewicz. Tomlin. Up now for Shaw. Shaw pass blocked. Don Sweeney trying to get control. Gets it away for O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer, a lead for Carter. Carter going in, preventing icing. Takes a hit for his efforts. Ferraro's lost his helmet. Gould digs for it in the Hartford zone. Shaw with it. 3-2 Boston. 11:40 left in the third period. Tomlin forced to clear it out with the tight checking of Wiener. Don Sweeney can't connect with Burridge. Samuelson. Shaw. Into the Boston end. That could be icing. There's the hit by Francis after the Peterson got there first.
That's been going on all series.
Yeah, but Gregson called it on Burridge to start the hockey game. Why not now? Hey, there's more pro beach volleyball action coming your way on Nesson. Tune in Tuesday night at 8 as we bring you the tour stop from Houston, Texas. Pro beach volleyball. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's right here on your New England Sports Network.
In this game, Cam Neely has a power play goal, a shorthanded goal for the lead of 3-2. Brian Propp has a power play goal. And it is Samuelson and Tippett. And Craig Janney has not appeared in the third period.
I was going to ask you about that. Did we get any word on an injury? Because he came back after that hit.
I think Craig was trying to clear the puck, intercepted by Deneen. Rebound, Tippett, goal. And Craig has seen very little service since. But he set up the first 2 Boston goals. Mike Milbury is thinking a lead of 3-2, and he is playing the Goulds and the Carters and revamping his line. He has Gould out there now with Poulin and Burridge.
Well, Dave Christian will be a centerman for the rest of the night, and Billy O'Dwyer will be counted on heavily now with your top 2 centers out of the hockey game.
19-17 shots for Hartford.
Janney and Carpenter both gone.
That means that...
well, Craig Janney's not on the bench.
Poulin battles to keep it in after the faceoff. And gets another whistle, and that's what the Bruins want. There are a lot of whistles, a lot of delays. It's warm, and that prevents Hartford from setting a tempo. Not a tempo to this third period, and that's because the Bruins are checking. There's Babbage, who can be a factor. He can carry the puck and will be doing it. Nothing to wait for back at the blue line.
Now, Dave has to shave, I think, twice a day.
I swear the Whalers look like the House of David.
Yeah, they do.
Puck deep to Babbage. Fires it, connects with Verbeek. He pops it in the Boston corner. Back for Don Sweeney. Around the boards, not out. Checked by Krieger. Now goes to Burridge. Burridge out with Gould. Coming up on the right wing side. Off for Galley. Galley cuts in. Screenshot it is blocked by Samuelson. Shot by Burridge. And it misses. Around the boards, Poulin checked. Played defense with Galley moving in. And checked the play. Samuelson picks up the loose puck. Gould forces him back. Samuelson. Now for Verbeek. Checked by Poulin. He gets it away, and Galley smashed down Verbeek. Bruins trying to clear it out. Falk stopped. Krieger moving in. Check. Rolls in deep. Krieger forcing the play where the Bruins had control again and failed to move it out of the zone. And Krieger hustled in, but then was checked on the play. Forced wide. Could not put it on net.
But you had a simple situation. Gary Galley was not going to allow Krieger to go to the net. And he understands that Gregson's not going to call anything. This could very easily have been a penalty by Galley.
Sure it could have.
Here's the chop. He didn't make contact with the puck. Takes his legs out from under him.
Well, you're not going to call a penalty there when he hasn't called anything else. As long as they're consistent, calling or not calling.
And that's why Galley made that play. He says there's absolutely no way he's going to call a penalty, whether I get the puck or not, because he's letting similar plays go at both ends of the ice. And that's what you hope for. The officiating stays consistent. Everybody gets upset when all of a sudden the rules change midway through the period.
Draw to Cote. Cote allowed to penetrate for a shot. Short side save by Andy Moog. Furious action in front. Cam Neely in the middle of it. The bodies went flying there. Moog able to trap the shot by Cote. Here's a swing now by Everson. Retaliation.
Ballin Peterson in Everson with a right hook at the end of it.
Well, they'll both be going. That's
Al's
matching
be going.
rights. They'll be going for sure. Peterson and Everson.
It was funny talking to Brian Propp after game number 2. Dean Everson and Al Peterson had gotten into it late in the game. Brian Propp skated over to Everson, and I asked him afterwards, I said, what were you saying to him? He said, the guy sticks you all the time. All the time he hacks, and I just kept calling him hack. Well, I would think that Al Peterson may have gotten hacked somewhere along the way.
And Dave Christian.
Well, there's a hack on Moog from Everson.
It's going to be a Hartford power play.
Oh, there's a punch by Everson right there. That's why Neely dragged him down.
10:15 left in the third period, the wild jam there. The situation is that is just the third shot for Hartford in about halfway through the period as we see the milling around.
Now, why is well, I know why. I already answered my own question before I asked it. Dave Christian that time ducked from a punch from Evison. Didn't retaliate, but Craigson's going to make sure everything evens out. If you're Hartford and you're going to win this hockey game, you're going to have to do it on your own.
Well, it's not evened out at this point unless he gets Evison for 4. That'll still give Hartford a power play, and then Bruins will get one after that.
But I don't agree with that. I mean, it tells the guy that if you turn the cheek, it's not necessarily worth taking one.
Bruins are going to be on a penalty-killing situation. I think Evison is going alone for 2 minutes.
For Hartford, 2 more minutes will bring them up to 13.
Well, Bruins are going to get an extra deuce, and I don't understand Christian getting one. Evison throws a punch. Threw a punch to begin with. That started it. Then he got up and threw a punch at Christian.
Dean Evison, Al Peterson, Dave Christian, 2 minutes each for roughing at 9:45. A power play for Hartford. And they had a 5-minute major in the second period. The Bruins killed it off. The total shots 20 for Hartford, 17 Boston. And now the face-off in the Boston end with Peterson getting the extra 2 minutes listed up there. But Christian, Peterson, Beers is serving a misconduct. So 2 of the defensemen are in there. And for Boston, Galley is out with Wesley, Poulin and Prop. A big opportunity for Hartford. Deneen, Verbeek, Francis with Babbage and Shaw.
Francis will probably try to win this on his forehand with Deneen there against the boards. Poulin's got to defend against that.
It is back for Shaw. Oh, what a Babbage. Drills it. Bounces wide. Poulin trying to clear it. And a Bruin knocked down and hurt.
It's Glenn Wesley.
Shaking up
Wesley. Right off the ankle.
On the shot.
That hurts. You think your foot's falling off for a minute.
I think Glenn thought it was blown off that time.
Tell you, you can break your foot real easy on those shots.
Greg Hogwood didn't dress, so defensemen are getting sparse for Boston, and Dave Christian would be probably the man to go back to help out, and he is so important on faceoffs. He's playing center. And 1:53 left on Alan Peterson's penalty. Boston leads it 3-2. The faceoff in the Boston zone.
Here's the shot by Babbage. Gonna come right through, gets tipped. Right there, goes over the ankle, catches Wesley on the bone.
Or did that catch him on the boot, or did that catch him right?
On the instep, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's on the instep. That's a big bone. That won't break. It'll be a bad bruise. As long as it weight bears, he should be okay.
Gonna have to suck it up. There's a numbers problem right now, so Glenn knows he's gonna have to be back.
Wesley going to the bench. That leaves Galley out there and Don Sweeney.
You may say Mike Milbury in uniform again soon.
Wesley going to the dressing room.
That's not a good sign. Maybe he's just going to go out in the hallway and try to walk it off.
Yeah, that's exactly where he'll be.
Babbage again. Out of Shaw. Francis, the shot is blocked. That hurt Don Sweeney. He's back up. Francis gets it behind the net. Off to Deneen. Deneen checked by Galley. Galley checked. Francis with it. Now Prop loses. Verbeek. Deneen. Verbeek just checked by Poulin. What a play by Poulin. Saved the day there. Verbeek lining up a quick wrist shot, and Poulin checked him.
A great play by Dave Poulin. I hope he's all right. He went headlong into the boards. It's a little shaken up. He'd like to find out where his neck is. Make sure everything works. Watch this play. Nice play, Verbeek. Into Deneen, back to Verbeek, but Poulin right there reaches up and checks him. That's in quality goal-scoring country. Watch Poulin go to the boards here. Head first, biff.
Oh.
That's smarts.
This is like the Alamo. It's going to be a game of attrition. Who's going to have the most people left?
Hartford's got a full bench. They got nobody off the bench. Hartford's healthy. We got Carpenter gone, Janney gone, Bork gone.
Wesley out in the hallway walking around. Don Sweeney blocked a shot that smarted.
Francis and Poulin. Batted around. Burridge can't clear it out. Shaw. Check. Hits Poulin on a breakaway. A rolling puck. Trying to flatten it out. Save Sidorkovich. Dave Poulin, a bid for a short-handed goal. Could have been so big. But he has played a marvelous game. Francis checked by Poulin. Burridge trying to break. And Babbage forced back by Burridge. An exhausted Poulin heads for the bench.
He did try something different. He went to the glove side this time.
Off for Babbage. Babbage blocked. Rolls across. Dineen back. Scott Young shot. Blocked. Moog is belted down again after the play, and the Bruins pile up. And Hartford has done that throughout the series.
Well, in all fairness, this time, Fred, Don Sweeney laid some heavy lumber.
Dave, take a look at the replay.
It was a cross check,
but Ferraro took the extra jump at him. Once you're shoved in that direction.
I thought Don Sweeney got him up above the top of the numbers, Derek.
Well,
you know, when you hit a guy up that high and he's leaning over, you got him off balance. I don't know how much leap he had to that. I thought Don Sweeney laid the lumber on him pretty good that forced him into Andy.
Let's see what happens here. Yeah.
He gave him a good cross check. Bruins are lucky they're not going to pick up an extra, or maybe they are going to pick up an extra two.
Dineen's going to go with them.
I'll tell you, Don and the Bruins are lucky that Dineen decided to get in there and take a little poke at Sweeney. Well, the Bruins would be down for 40 seconds, 5-on-3.
40 seconds left on the penalty to Al Peterson. And 8:54 left here in the third period.
The big thing is you've got Wesley hurt. He hasn't returned. Gary Galley in the box.
Look, this has turned out to be a real chippy physical game, but I think the Bruins, Derek, at this point, have to be a little more composed and a little more selective. They can't afford to be taking penalties like this. They only have a one-goal lead. Got to take a look at that breakaway by Dave Poulin, who has just been outstanding throughout the series.
Now, Peter Sidorkovich, he's got to calm this down. Poulin's got a clear cut here. Got it calmed a little bit. He's going to go glove side. Sidorkovich up, coming back, gets a glove on it.
Looked like Poulin got it in on his pad, Turk.
What he wanted to do, I think, was get it up higher. Once it calms down, puck's in front, shooting position's good. It fluffed on him. It flipped up just before he shot it.
Hard to believe that Don Sweeney didn't get two for cross-checking. The penalties handed out for what happened after the cross-check. Dineen and Galley getting two each for roughing.
Wesley comes back out. I mean, they probably, Gilbert said, you gotta go out there.
Head to walk it off. Shake it off, Glenn. Be a Bruin. Deal with the pain later.
And it's back again for Young. Over to Babbage. They're checking him, and they break it up. Poulin. That was Burridge moving right on Babbage.
When Randy Burridge took that play away with a quick move to Babbage.
25 seconds on the power play. Scott Young gains the line, slows it down. Into Francis. Holding. Young lets it go. Blocked. And deflected into the stands. Big stop there as Young, not that hard, but on the ice, and anything can happen with deflections and sticks in front of both.
Oh, yeah, that just happens. That just redirects. Nothing anyone can do about it.
Going to be outside the zone. Andy Moog called that one before Terry Gregson had a chance to call it outside the zone. Whalers are doing a pretty darn good job, and it's scary, Derek, of getting out in front of Andy Moog and getting the time to take those shots from the point with all that interference out in front.
Well, one thing about it, when you get that many bodies in front of the net, that means there's an awful lot more to hit, too. You need one guy there to screen Moog.
You think the Bruins need to pressure those point men a little bit more?
They are doing a fine job of that. What it is that the Whalers are getting it through soft.
Poulin wins the draw this time. Wesley able to clear it. The Whalers haven't had a shot on this power play. And the power play is just about up. It is up. Wesley clears it away. O'Dwyer fanned on it, but Peterson is out. Babbage rushing. Pass stopped by Don Sweeney. Up for Prop. Prop checked inside the line. Knocked off the puck. Knocked away now to center ice. Neely there. Can't get it away from Samuelson. Samuelson the clear. Whalers changing up. 7:48 left. Third period. The Bruins survive another man advantage for the Whalers. They've had 13 minutes in power plays. The Bruins have had 8. And the Bruins have scored 2 goals on power plays. The Whalers none. Tomlak clears in. Weimer. Tomlak. Weimer fires it right out. Cote with it. Neely after him. Ladouceur. Knocked away. Knocked down by Don Sweeney. A high stick. And the faceoff called by Gregson. With the score, Boston 3, Hartford 2. We're on Nesson, third period at the Garden.
There's Craig Janney just returning to the bench, and you can see his T-shirt, but it looks, Derek, like he's got to have that left shoulder wrapped up. That shoulder pad looks like it's sitting up a little bit, doesn't it?
It's bothering him, I think.
The Bruins have had 4 shots in the third period. The Whalers 3. The Whalers have had a power play. 7:19 left, third period. 3-2 Boston. 2 goals by Neely, 1 by Prop. Shot by Cote, blocked. Out comes Gould. Gould with Doris. And with Carter. Mike Milbury improvising the lines here with injuries. Away comes Everson. Clears it in. Hull. Now Moog able to clear it around the boards. Tippett able to keep it in. Goes around the other side. Everson and Don Sweeney. Oh, smashed down Everson hard by Don Sweeney in the corner. He's trying to wrap it up. Bruins can't clear it. Cote, a shot. Kick out save by Moog. And a breakout by Gould. A lead broken up. Taken by Don Sweeney. Drops it in. Going for it. Gould and Ladouceur in the corner. Hull checked by Doris. Everson trying to clear it out. Burridge checks the play. And a whistle as the jam up behind the play in the corner. And 6:28. 6:28 left here. 3-2 Boston.
Well, the Montreal Canadiens will return to the Forum Sunday night with a chance to clinch that series as they beat the Sabres of Buffalo tonight 4-2. Washington trying to hold on for a 4-3 win over New Jersey.
The Bruins have not had a power play since the first period when they scored in 2 of 4 chances for a total of 8 minutes. The Whalers, including a 5-minute major against Carpenter, have had 13 minutes in power plays. The Bruins have held them off and scored a shorthanded goal by Neely that broke a 2-2 tie late in the second period, and that's the way the game stands.
Bobby Gould and Ladouceur.
You look at Bobby Gould, Derek. He reminds me, of course, you played with the guy, but he reminds me a lot of another number 18 that played a big role in the Stanley Cup for years.
Eddie Westfall, just a superb checker, a positional player that great to play with, dependable like Bobby Gould, tough like Gould.
The Rangers have eliminated the Islanders by winning tonight 5-2, taking that series 4-1.
Dave Poulin out with Burridge and Christian. This might be the only organized line that Mike Milbury has. Shaw starts it out. Francis. Verbeek. The clear in. Back for it first is Galley. Cuts away from Krieger. Up for Poulin. Poulin can't clear it out. Kept in by the Whalers. In deep. Francis. Check. Bounces near the net. Swept away by Poulin. But it's Shaw keeping it in. Drops it in front. Blocked. Not out. Drive here. Blocked on Jennings. Another drive. Missed the net. Bruins trying to clear it. Finally do. Christian going against Jennings. Christian over the line. Holding. Now for Poulin. Couldn't get the shot away. Couldn't control the pass. Tries to set up a play. Poulin in the corner, battling. Mike Milbury would like a line change, so they try and tie it up in the corner. Jennings, Poulin, Shaw, Burridge, and here's Jennings pounding Burridge. What is going on?
Well, I'll tell you,
Terry Gregson's
Jennings has got to go alone here.
He's letting anybody do what they want, and if there's any kind of altercation, he's calling matching penalties. So guys are saying, what the heck? If I go, I'm not going to go alone. So
word is Burridge gave him a butt in. A butt in could be a big, well, let's see it then. Let's wait. Looks like they're both going.
Oh, of course. Like Noah's Ark.
Wait a minute. Only Jennings.
Burridge is
wow,
all right.
How about that? How about that?
Jennings roughing at 14:29.
I was going to bet your salary, Derek. I would have lost. Well, actually, you would have lost. Big time. But see, you know, that's great for the Bruins. They get a power play, but how the heck do you explain it where Terry Gregson decides to pick his spots?
Well, this is letting go. There's no penalty at this point. Now they're in the corner. They're going to squeeze together. There's the one left hook. Burridge knows it's happening, wants to get out, holds his helmet, waits.
Oh, there's the butt end right there in the midsection.
And he got away with it.
Well, big opportunity for the Bruins. Big opportunity. Christian skating very well. Good legs on Christian. He'll try to lay a soft pass across the Poulin, but it was on edge and a little bit behind David.
Wesley, a shot deflected into the stands and a face-off call.
Good hustle there by Dean Evison to get to Wesley's wrist shot.
Craig Janney was hit in the second period with a check at center ice, as hard as you want to see, and he has seen only a little bit of action in the third.
I think he went in to get taped up.
Neely is out. Janney is out there on the power play. Whalers clear it. 5:20 left, third period. Boston leads 3-2. Galley and Wesley on the power play. Galley fires in. Samuelson. Everson. Can't move it out. Now he does. Not quite. Yes, he did. Janney arguing here, and Wesley too.
Well, I
think the linesman
they've got an argument there. Don't know if it got out. Don't know if the replay is going to pick it up.
I was surprised that he was able to get to that puck in time to even attempt to keep it in the zone.
Craig Janney has set up 2 power play goals, but that was in the first period.
Take a look and see if it went out of the zone or not. No, on the line.
It has to clear that line all the way outside. Samuelson gets the draw. Clears it. Takes a hit from Neely for good measure. And Wesley starts the power play. 1:18 left on the power play. Wesley fires in. Going for it, Prop, who has a goal and an assist tonight. Janney, Prop. Janney up the boards. Now back for Wesley. Wesley cross for Galley. Galley a pass in. Prop can't get it. Neely is smashed down. Janney keeps it in for Galley. Back up. Stopped by Everson and cleared. And Janney took a hit from Cote. 45 seconds left on the power play.
Prop and Everson. Now, I don't know if Bryant's going to go alone or not. But Bryant took a sweep at Everson as they were both headed off. And Everson's getting on the bench. Brian Prop bleeding on the bridge of the nose. But when you wear a shield and you get cut on the bridge of the nose, only one way that can happen. Somebody gets your stick up underneath your shield. tried to center it out in front for Neely to redirect it home. Cam knocked down. Galley will try to keep it in. Prop is out of the picture right now. Here's a cross check from Coach K on Janney. Craig Janney has gone into the box.
Everson and Janney together.
Here they are coming on. Everson waiting for Prop. It takes a swing at him. Oh, this is getting a little crazy now. This is like Minnesota and Chicago, game 1. That was a wild game where a lot of penalty minutes were handed out.
Everson and Janney, 2 minutes each for roughing. Boston on a power play. Draw behind the net. Don Sweeney starts it out. Away from Tomlin. Up to Christian. Christian snaps it in. Burridge, Poulin going for it. Scott Young is able to get there first and drill it out. 4 minutes left in the game. In regulation, 3-2 Boston. Boston with 2 power play goals and a shorthanded goal by Neely. Leading 3-2. They clear it in. Stopped by Ladouceur, and he's able to clear it out. Back for it, Don Sweeney. He's on with Galley. Carefully to center. Drives it in. Knocked down by Francis. Burridge keeps it in. Loses it. And Francis starts out. Beers is back in action. Full strength Hartford. Francis holds his shot. Goes deep. Moves it in behind the net. Knocked to the corner. Shaw there for Beek. They clear it away for Samuelson. Well up. Shot. Just missed wide. And goes outside the line. 3:15 left. Back comes Verbeek. Deneen over the line. Cuts across. Broken up and cleared out by Carter. Great play there. O'Dwyer is on, checking Samuelson. And away comes Babbage. Broken up by Carter, who fires it back in. Carter out there with O'Dwyer and Gould. Wesley and Galley. 2:49 left, third period. 3-2 Boston. Francis pass up. Batted away. Verbeek hit. Pops it into the Boston zone. In front of the net. Moog wheels it around the boards. A whistle. The net dislodged. And a faceoff called in the Boston zone. 2:35 left in the third period in a wild one here.
Kevin Deneen's going to get the gate. Now, I don't know if Glenn Wesley's going to go with him.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. And by your New England area Century 21 office for your trusted #1 Century 21. And by Nissan, building cars for people who want more than just a means of getting from here to there. Nissan, built for the human race. And by Sullivan Tire Family Car Care Center, because family spirit is what Sullivan is all about.
Wesley and Deneen matching penalties. 2:35 left in regulation.
Wesley taking the man, lost sight of the puck, so he stands up to take the man. There's some pushing and shoving and some jamming going on.
Each team in the third period has 4 shots. They've each had a power play. The total power play minutes, 13 for Hartford and 10 for Boston, and the Bruins have 2 power play goals. And we have 2:35 left in regulation. Boston clinging to a 3-2 lead.
Each team's had 1 power play this period, right? I mean, I don't know how, but
plenty of penalties. The face-off in the Boston zone. Not on the face-off circle. Boy, that's sharp calling by Perret. I mean, the net dislodged. Where is the puck?
Well, they put it in the general vicinity.
Well, usually it's in the face-off spot.
Yeah.
Poulin will face with Francis. Francis out there with Krieger and Verbeek, Samuelson and Shaw.
Much better job tonight so far by the Bruins on face-offs.
Neely and Proper on the wings. One for Samuelson. Quick shot, save. Rebound, Galley. Galley, a lead for Neely, goes behind him. And Krieger winding up. Shaw pops it up at the Boston line. Don Sweeney. Away to Prop. Prop for Neely. Cleared in the corner, the Hartford corner. 2:10 left. Neely forechecking. Shaw winding up. Now Samuelson. Long pass to nobody but Don Sweeney. Sweeney to Neely. Neely checked. Prop battling for it. And it pops into the penalty box. 1:53 left. In regulation, Boston 3, Hartford 2. Cam Neely 2 goals, 1 a power play, 1 shorthanded. Brian Prop a power play goal. Craig Janney setting up the 2 power plays. And Cam Neely on as a penalty killer late in that second period. 18:07 scored. And it's 3-2 Boston, and that's the way it stands. That came after Tippett had tied it up. Dave Tippett and Ulf Samuelsson scored the Hartford goals. Craig Janney played only on the power play here. And now Gould is out with Christian and Burridge. And Don Sweeney coming back out. He had gone to the bench. And now sent back out. The draw to Galley. Clears it in. We'll keep an eye on Sidorkovich. Babbage. Ferraro. Check by Christian. And Gould pops it back in. Going for it, Burridge. And Christian, they poke it in deep. Burridge checking it. Christian trying to get it. 1:29 left. Babbage trying to come out. Galley checks it back in deep. Winding up is Ferraro. 1:20 left. Puck knocked down by Gould. High stick. Face-off called. But that gives Mike Milbury a chance for a change. And you could not do it better than Gould, Burridge, and Christian.
I don't know if he wants to change.
Superb forechecking there. 1:16 left now. Hartford with 5 shots in this, the third period. And the Boston Bruins with 4. Burridge moving out now. Prop coming out with Poulin and Neely. Galley staying out there. Wesley is in the penalty box with Dineen. And a timeout for Hartford, which is okay with Mike Milbury. It's been a long game with delays and timeouts and those matching penalties. Practically a new record in that.
Hey Bruins fans, now you can show your support for the black and gold of the postseason with the official 1990 Boston Bruins playoff collection. 100% cotton t-shirts and sweat tops are available with insignias of Ray Bourque, Cam Neely, or Andy Moog. All sizes are available and orders will be shipped within 72 hours. To order your apparel, call 1-800-344-PLAY. T-shirts are $14.95, sweat tops $2,400. Please add $3.50 for shipping and handling. The Bruins official playoff collection. Call 1-800-344-PLAY today.
There you see the time and Mike Milbury. And he has Poulin, Prop, and Neely. That was his trio he wanted with Don Sweeney and Galley. Francis, Babbage, Verbeek. Sidorkovich has to stay in there. Shaw is out there. Puck batted around. Hartford with it. Babbage. Quick clear up. Krieger trying to move with it. Poulin creating confusion. Jamming it on the boards. Tying it up. Babbage gets it away. Over the line. Back is Don Sweeney. Hit by Verbeek. Sidorkovich goes out. Quick shot. Hit the post. Follow up. Loose. Wide. Rolls back. Taken by Babbage. Shot wide. Francis with it. Francis. Shot blocked. Loose. Rolls across. Up the boards. Neely can't clear it out. It is taken now by Don Sweeney in the center ice. At the line. Broken up. 33 seconds left. They couldn't get the shot away on the empty net. Into Moog. Moog drops it off on the right side. Neely trying to clear it out. Can't. Shot by Babbage. Blocked. Loose. Knocked wide. Kept in by Emerson. Blocked. Galley trying to jam it. Francis there. face-off. 12 seconds left. Hartford did everything but score. Don Sweeney just couldn't get organized to shoot it on that empty net as he broke out of the zone.
He tried to make the play to Prop. Prop came to his aid. Donnie, when he got hit in the far end of the building, he ended up with it. But there's a great block right there at the top of the net. Now everything is going to start to happen. There's too many bodies for anyone to get a handle to it. Dave Poole, great defensive work. There's Galley with the puck. He hands it to Neely. Neely gets tripped. Now Don Sweeney breaks out. He's stumbling, exhausted, trying to fight. Prop comes in to help, but the poke checked away from Bryant. Off come the Whalers, who just dump it in.
They don't list any shots yet, but there was one that Moe kicked out at Dandy. You saw in the replay. Faceoff is to the right of Andy Moog. You talk about important faceoffs.
Whoa! How important are faceoffs now?
Dave Christian is out to take it with Francis. They have Young and Shaw. Francis up front.
These face-offs loom big at this point. This is how important. Now at home, you're watching it, you're focused on the draw. Every face-off's important.
Christian and Francis. Deneen, Ferraro, Verbeek up front. Christian gets it to the boards. Jammed up there. Wesley lost it. Bounces free and cleared out. Boston will win it. Christian backhands it down. That is it. They salute Andy Moog as they held Hartford to 5 shots in the third period, protecting a 3-2 lead.
What a tremendous hard-working draw by Dave Christian. Then some great stick handling to control it. There's Rick Lee behind the bench, not very happy. And then he ices it, then he gets it down. Tremendous work by Christian.
And a lot of hard work by a lot of players along the line with Bob Carpenter out. Of course, Ray Bourque is out.
Janning for a period. Wesley for 10 minutes.
And a salute to the Bruins who win 3-2 and go up in the series 3 games to 2.
Don Sweeney played a great game as well back there. Andy Moog just superb in goal.
Mike Bilbrey says, way to go. And the Bruins win it 3-2, 22 shots, Hartford 18, Boston. The final score, Boston 3 and Hartford 2. And we'll have the recap in a minute.
So the Bruins have won Game 5. Now lead this Adams Division semifinal series 3 games to 2. Game 6 in Hartford on Sunday night, and Game 7, if necessary, back at Boston Garden next Tuesday night. Hello again, everybody. I'm Tom Larson with tonight's Bruins Instant Replay. Dave Shea will be along in just a moment talking with one of the key contributors on the ice in this one. We will, of course, take a look at the highlights of the hockey game as well, check in with Fred and Derek, and then a little bit later on, we'll get you up to date on the 3 other games that were going on in the playoffs tonight, 2 in the Patrick Division, and, of course, the game out in Hartford, or rather in Buffalo, between the Montreal Canadiens and the Hartford Whalers. This is another 1-goal game between these 2 teams. They played 6 out of 8 in the regular season, 1 or less, and here we are again with the same thing happening in the playoffs. For the Whalers, in goal, that man again, Peter Sidorkiewicz, so tough in the previous 4 games. Andy Moog for Boston, the winner in both of the games the Bruins have won in the series coming into this one. Bruins going to have to do it the hard way because the Whalers score first.
Looked offside. The shot deflected wide by Moog. Kept in now by Tippett. Tippett wheels out of the corner. Drops it for Samuelson. He scores!
Samuelson's first goal of the playoffs, but it's a Hartford lead that doesn't last very long. They end up with 2 lads in the penalty box for 1 minute and 33 seconds. That's just too good a chance to pass up.
Galley. In for Neely near the net. Back for Galley. Misfire. Neely gets it. Wesley. In for Janney in front. Score! Prop!
And that is the 6th Boston power play of the series. Before the end of the period, they had gotten their 4th. Neely this time.
Holding. Trying to get free. Gives it to Janney. Screens for Janney. Janney for Neely. A shot. Scores! scores!
And the Bruins were 2-1 leaders at the end of the first period, but early in the second, tough break for the Bruins. Bobby Carpenter catches Brad Shaw with his stick. Hartford gets a 5-minute power play. Carpenter gone for the night. And while Hartford gets some good opportunities, Ferraro hits the post here. They are not able to score while they have the extra man. They do tie it, though. Both clubs at full strength. Kevin Dineen steals a Craig Janney pass, and Dave Tippett whacks it by Andy Moog, ties the game 2 apiece. Bruins find themselves shorthanded again, but they score this time.
For a shot on goal.
Shot right on by Burridge and a save, Sidorkovich. Another one by Neely. He scores! Cam Neely, a power play goal on the rebound. Or rather, a shorthanded goal on the rebound.
Bruins and Whalers had played so many close ones during the regular season, and now in the playoffs, doing it again. How about the play Don Sweeney makes right here? Late second period takes away a Hartford breakaway. Third period now. Bruins shorthanded again. Dave Poulin breaks away.
Shaw, check. His Poulin on a breakaway, a rolling puck, trying to flatten it out. Save, Sidorkovich.
3-2 Bruins still. Stays that way to the point where the Whalers pull the goalie. For one extra skater, they get a face-off in the Boston end.
Up front. Christian gets it to the boards. Jammed up there. Wesley lost it. Bounces free and cleared out. Boston will win it.
And they do. 3-2 the final score. Coincidentally, it is also the score in the series, and it now goes to Hartford for Game 6 out at the Civic Center, and that will be on Sunday night. Down at Boston Garden, I mentioned that Dave Shea would be talking to one of the key contributors in this game, and he has with him Cam Neely, who had 2 goals. David?
All right, Tom, thank you. You know, Cam Neely seems to draw guys on the ice the way movie stars do out in Hollywood. Said to me this morning, I've just got to be patient and take advantage of power plays and breakaways, and you become a prophet.
Well, it just worked out that way. It's funny, after we discussed that. You know, it's a little tougher in the playoffs. They're keen on me a little bit more, and, you know, I expected that. And it's nice to see some other guys chipping in a big win for us in Hartford. And like tonight worked out well. Craig made a nice feed to me in the power play, and Sidorkovich, you know, threw the puck away for the shorthanded one. And you know, I just got to be patient, like I said, and wait for those opportunities.
Yeah, it was nice to see the line that many people envisioned after the Brian Propp deal come together tonight and account for all 3 goals. It was nice to see him involved.
Yeah, Brian rebounded quite well after being sat out in Hartford. I mean, you know, I'm sure he wasn't happy with his play. I'm sure he wasn't happy being sat out, but you know, he sucked it up and came up with a big game for us tonight.
All right, let's take a look at your 2 goals. The first one was just a beautiful setup from Janney. It was a seeing eye pass, and you got rid of it quickly.
Yeah, Craig, I knew, you know, they probably were expecting me to give it to Craig right there, and I just gave it to him instead of pick, and he made a nice play to me right in the slot. I mean, you know, we've done that quite a bit this year, and it just opened up for us. And, you know, Craig seems to find the open guy really quick and just got the puck right away.
Were you surprised? Well, let's take a look first at the other one, and then we'll go back to the power play goal.
Yeah, the second one here, I won the draw. I'm not a big face-off man, and Stumper, you know, threw it right on net. And Sidorkovich just, I think he just mishandled it there, and you know, it just went right to me, and I just let it go right away. I knew he was out of the net, and you know, it's the first career shorthanded goal for me, so it was kind of fun.
You mean there was another first to accomplish this season for you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I didn't do a lot of penalty killing in my earlier days.
You know, seeing you back out taking draws, there certainly was a shortage of people tonight after you lost Bobby Carpenter and then Craig Janney, but even despite losing the top 2 centermen, Cam, I thought the team did a better job on faceoffs tonight, and that was a key.
Well, it's something we definitely had to work on. I mean, we were getting killed on the faceoffs. Hartford's got a lot of guys that do very well on the draws, and you know, we're getting killed in the first few games, and we had discussed it, and you know, tonight it worked a little better for us. That was a big draw by, you know, Davey Christian right at the end with 13 seconds left. I mean, you know, that was a huge draw for us.
Well, we never have you on without allowing you to say hello to somebody. You want to take care of that now?
Yeah, I'm just going to say hi to everybody that's a member of my family and friends who own a satellite dish. That'll be a lot easier.
I like a guy that can save time. Thanks, Cam, for coming on. Nice game.
Okay, thank you.
Cam Neely, our guest. Tommy, back to you.
All right, David, and the Bruins move on to Hartford now for Game 6. As we mentioned on Sunday night, they have a 3-2 lead in this series. Back and check in with Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson at Boston Garden as well. That's coming up next on NESN. Well, we knew coming in that one of these teams at the end of the game tonight was going to be in that backs against the wall, must-win situation, and it turns out that it's the Hartford Whalers who will go in that way in Game 6 on Sunday. You know it's not going to be easy. It never is. Let's go back to the Garden. Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Thank you, Tom. A solid victory for the Boston Bruins, 3-2. This was one for the troops. They say in football, John Madden says, hey, the game's won in the line there, in the trenches. So the Bobby Goulds, the Poulin, of course, all the time, and a whole array of John Carters, that's what won the game.
I think it was just it was a solid team effort. The trench players came up real big, as they have all year long. The power play, of course, gets a lot of publicity, a lot of attention, and it worked very well again tonight. But the defensive work, the corner work, the muck and the sled and the tough going along the boards and taking the hit, sacrificing the body, Donnie Sweeney and Wesley, and you had, Bob Beers. They were doing it back there all night long, Al Peterson. So those are the guys that you got to count on. They've got to do their job every night. When they do, the Bruins are a very strong hockey club.
And the Bruins were really short-handed. I don't mean down the man as far as 6 aside is concerned, but in that third period, you sum it up, Hartford put on a pretty good attack, but they had just 5 shots.
The Bruins very sound. They didn't get many shots through. There was a lot of shot blocking going on, which at times I get a little leery of that. That is desperation a lot of times. The puck has gone awry into somebody with an open chance and a diving body. The Bruins came up big. Not that they want to get into that mold a lot, flopping around on the ice, but they did come up with some big shot blocking, and then the puck was bouncing to them. Many times we've talked about that if the puck doesn't bounce for a club, you're going to lose. Tonight the bounce on a lot of occasions for the Bruins hit the post, the Whalers 2 or 3 times. So, I mean, the breaks were there. The Bruins were very confident. They played a solid defensive game, and they got the goals when necessary.
And Boston wins it. They lead in the series 3-2 as they won it 3-2. Here's Tom.
All right, Fred, Derek, thanks again. Stay with us because we'll be back and update all of the other scores from all of the other games in the playoffs tonight. Of course, the one that we are most interested in, the game in Buffalo between the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. But there are 2 in the Patrick division as well. All that when Bruins replay continues tonight. And the final at the Garden. Bruins 3, Whalers 2. Bruins lead the series 3-2. Some guests on Nesson's Bruins Hockey receive a gift from Polaroid. When you want to describe it, explain it, fit it, or say it in an instant, nothing works like Polaroid. Or a gift from Panasonic. See the all-star lineup of Panasonic personal stereos, so lightweight and compact you can take them almost anywhere you go. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time. And all of the others in the National Hockey League are final tonight as well. And in each of the other games, people came from behind in order to win. Montreal and Buffalo at the odd in Buffalo. The Sabres were 2-1 leaders. Midway through the second period of play, Montreal did all the rest of the scoring. Bobby Smith at 17:13 of the second, Stéphane Richer at 18:25 of the second, and Russ Courtnall 18:39 of the third. 4-2 Montreal. That series goes to Montreal now for Game 6. Washington leads New Jersey 4-3, or that's a final score. Capitals now with the lead in the series 3-2. They came back after New Jersey had led 2-1 after 2 periods, scored 3 straight in the third period to take the lead 4-2. New Jersey got one in the last minute to make it a 4-3 final. Well, no, their Islanders and Rangers are not done as yet. The Rangers are leaders, however, 5-3, and the game is well into the third period of play. And unless the Islanders come back and win that one, they are out of the playoffs in 5. At Boston Garden tonight, 2 teams came in, of course, tied 2-2 in the series, and Hartford scored first on the goal by Samuelson. Then it was Propp and then Neely. And in the second period, Tippett and Neely scored. There was no scoring in the third period of play. Shots on goal for the night, the Whalers with 22 and the Bruins with 18. So we have a situation where we're going back to Hartford for the next one. The Bruins with a chance to put it away, and the Whalers in some serious trouble. Peter Sidorkiewicz, who has had the hot hand for the Whalers in goal and who has played all 5 of the games so far, played another strong game for the Whalers. But how about Andy Moog, who came into the game tonight with the goals against in the playoffs of 2.11, allowed the Whalers only 2 more tonight, so those numbers will go down a little bit. Moog has been the winning goaltender in all 3 of the Bruins' victories in the playoffs so far. On Nesson's next live Bruins telecast, will be, if the Bruins advance that far, games 1 and 2 of the series in the Adams Division Finals. That would be against either Buffalo or Montreal. Those games would be next Thursday and Saturday nights, April the 19th and 21st. It's a 7:30 start for both, so I'll have Bruins Digest here live starting at 7 o'clock on Nesson, your New England Sports Network. Once again, the final score, Game 5, Adams Division semifinals tonight from Boston Garden. The Boston Bruins 3 and the Hartford Whalers 2.